2021 AFL Premiership season. Proudly brought to you by Harvey Norman. There's a store near you. And the all-new Nissan Pulsar hatch. Just wait till you drive it.
On an overcast winter's day for this match between Hawthorn and the Kangaroos. And joining us in comments this afternoon is Dougie Hawkins. Good afternoon, Doug.
Good afternoon, Hutto, Jared. I tell you what, boys, before the ball's bounced, I reckon the Kangaroos are absolutely good things here today. I really do like them today. Crunch day for the Kangaroos for me. I'm going for the Roos.
Thanks, Dougie. And down on the boundary is Richard Osborne, and one man we talked about a fair bit in the opening, or we touched on at least, Corey McKernan. And Ozzy, as we say good afternoon to you, you've been doing a bit of work with Corey, and he's certainly turned his form around.
Yeah, thanks, Hutto. Yeah, we have been working with Corey for the last 6 weeks, but I think full credit does go to Corey, not us. He should have won a Brownlow in '96, so it's not as if we've taught the guy how to play. We're just, I suppose, in a few words, we reconnected him with his best self. So that's the way he can play, that's the way he should be playing. But I suppose the majority of today's talks on Wayne Carey, it's just a phenomenal turnaround. I thought he was going to be out for 6 to 8 weeks, but I suppose it's the epitome to the sort of guy he is. Time will tell how fit he is, but as you were saying, Hawk, I think the Kangas today.
Yeah.
Who are you tipping, Jared?
Well, I've gone for the Hawks, but I'm a little bit with Doug. I think it's going to be a major challenge for them when you bring back that many players, or you're always under the question mark or the cloud of whether or not you are match fit, match hardened. Nick Holland, how's he going to go? I mean, it really is a big question mark, and the Kangaroos, they are in terrific form. They're led well. Their captain's back in the competition. It should be a great match.
Burton in the ruck against O'Farrell. And as we get underway at the MCG, around 12 continuing. Who will win first possession out of the middle?
Thompson and O'Farrell both in.
Yeah. And it's the Hawks going forward. Crawford playing up forward. Motlop with a bit of pressure, but time to release the handball. Archer. The switch is on. Colbert very proppy with the kick, but Blakey had a lot of space, and the overlap man is Clayton leading out to the wing. Blakey ignoring that. Here he goes, the bouncing Kangaroos. What a great start for Jared. Oh, I tell you what, it was a bit of a dodgy handball, but he got clear. Didn't bounce it this time, Johnny Blakey. Simpson had to prod it away in the end, play defensively. Graham is wrapped up beautifully. Good work again by Simpson. It's still alive. Shannon Grant wanted a free kick.
Simpson.
Not paid. Clearing kick. And Thompson, good strong work. Interesting battle, that one with McCartney.
And Thompson's been in great form. Good handball, which sets up the Hawks with a long kick.
It was a good kick too from Barlow. And Dixon doubling back takes the mark.
Just watching here, boys, a couple of matchups here at the moment. Harford's playing on Adam Simpson, Tallis' tag, and Shannon Grant. And Joel Smith has been in outstanding touch on a half-back flank for the Hawks. Has got Byron Pickett.
Well, Ben Dixon.
It's a good start, Hutto, wasn't it? Very tough in the clinches. And the Hawks, that clearing drive through the middle, set it up pretty nicely. They just need to spot this one to get the confidence going after 3 straight losses.
And that should help. That's a terrific start. Dixon kicks the first.
Well, no doubt about that. It's a great start here for the Hawks. I'm just watching the Kangaroos forward line here. You've got Rocker down there. He's been picked up by Trent Crowe. A big day here for Trent Crowe. There's been a bit of pressure on him. Rawlins has a job on Corey McKernan, and Jonathan Hay is picking up Wayne Carey. So they're going big in the forward line, the Kangaroos, but a good start for the Hawks.
They appear to be setting their forward line up a little bit differently. It was an interesting kick. I think it came in from Barlow. He just effectively kicked it to the space. And Dixon, we saw him double back and ended up on the chest.
It was almost like the old Kangaroo style, wasn't it? Joel Smith getting them pumping forward again. It was a tough bounce for Shannon Watt. This is Motlop. Takes them on again, and a thumping one. Gives them a chance at the foot of the ball. Harvey always camped in the right position. His kick, though, wasn't penetrating enough. Hay with the job on Carey. He was under pressure. Just kept his head well enough. Tallis, there's not out of it yet. He ducked into it.
Good decision.
But he did well. Oh, his kick's not great. Spider Burton versus McCabe. He was quick with the release. Simpson back to Spider off the left. It wasn't the greatest of kicks. Tallis, and it's out of bounds.
Well, some early pressure has created a few disposal errors. I reckon the Hawks are a little bit susceptible to that. Some of their players just not quite at the highest level of skill in the kicking department at least. And it's always a flaw that can be exploited with the pressure.
Burton over the top. Pickett wrapping him up.
Good start, Doug. Got a good feel about it.
No doubt about that, Jared. And very quickly in the forward line for the Hawks. Ben Dixon, Archer's got him. McCartney's on Nathan Thompson. Shannon Watt has the job on Johnny Barker. And Lee Colbert is on Nick Holland.
So the Roos in attack, plenty around the ball. Pickett into the space. Tough for Harvey against McCabe. Grant, Woods. Grant wanted a free, but he won't get one there.
I'm not convinced, Jared, the match-up here. I think it's Mark Graham at this stage picking up David King. King appears to have gone forward. I think he'd be a little bit too quick for Mark Graham in that area.
Boys, we just saw the Hawthorn bench. Nichols, Johnson, Bateman and Lance Piccioni. And early we saw the Roos, Rawlings, McLaren, Jones and Digby Morrell.
Grant, and that ricochets from Simpson. It's out of bounds.
The ricochet off his boot?
I think higher, probably off the knee. Ooh, bit going on there. David King, surprisingly, coming in to lend a hand.
Yeah, didn't know the boys were from Liverpool. Well, that came off the boot of Simpson, but they got away with one.
Rawlings didn't go anywhere particularly. Well done in the end, though. Woods, Blakey, Clayton. Again, it's close to the line. Bruce all behind the pack then in support, but he did well. Picked the better option in Harvey. He kicked it to the space, and in the end there wasn't much because both McKernan and Rocker led into it. So it's a pretty tall forward line, isn't it, with McKernan and Rocker and Carey down there. Rawlings on the rebound. Dixon's going to attack this hard from behind. He cleared a path. He might have given a free away. He didn't. McCartney quick to recover anyway. But it wasn't a great kick for Motlop, and Crawford able to spoil. Dixon a little bit hopeful with the handball. And that's a good releasing handball. So the Roos away. Cochrane setting it up for Harvey. Again, nothing clean about the kick. So there's a lot of pressure out there in the start of this game. Harford using Tallis. Hawks trying to build up halfback. Thompson went for the boundary line desperately. Harford was running back onto it. Well done again by Cochrane. Did an excellent job. Motlop and now Pickett, and they're away and up forward from behind. Carey didn't really go. Hawks had the numbers. Well, he didn't really go that time, Wayne Carey. A fit, you would think, in the past, Wayne Carey would have crashed that pack. Graham went long. Barker couldn't get onto it. And that's a good solid mark in the end by Colbert.
Doug, just keep an eye on it, but are the Hawks dropping those extra players back in defence? I suspect they're just playing man-on-man at the moment.
At the moment they are, Jared. It appears to be playing man-on-man.
Well, Burton's been free a number of times, hasn't he, on the wing? They've had to use him. His skills have been put under pressure. Well done, Rocker, in the end. Stevens lays it up for Carey. Can't get to it. There's some factor. Shannon Watt paddling.
There's a throw.
And they've got away with it, the Hawks. Onto the wing. Chick. Again, there's space in their forward line. It's going to hurt the Kangaroos if this continues. Good turn. Dixon went onto his wrong side. And that is a brilliant effort from Ben Dixon. What a start. He tricked them. He went the wrong way.
In fact, he went the right way.
He did.
It was a magnificent kick, and whilst it has bounced twice, which puts a bit of unpredictability into it, he knew exactly what he was doing, Doug. He gave it the spin that was making it go straight to the goal. And when the ball spins, it always finally ends up going in the reverse direction to the spin. They practice it enough. They know what they're doing. It was a great goal.
Great effort from Ben Dixon, the left footer.
There's nowhere else to go, really, Jared. You're dead right. I mean, he really summed it up beautifully. There's no one where to kick the ball to. Brilliant play by Ben Dixon. Kicked 2 goals now.
Yeah, both when they've opened the space up after the Kangaroos have been forward. So they're going to have to watch for that. Pressure on Archer again. He'll look for the line. Well, in the end, he backed himself and backed his teammate. Colbert crashed too high.
Yep.
Good physical presence, though. I mean, it makes them think about it, doesn't it?
Yes, they have come out really pumped up. The Hawks have been most impressive. Not flooding back, just going man-to-man right around the ground.
Shannon Grant. And there's not much on for him. You know, he's going to have to go long. Burton again involved here with O'Farrell. Rocker. Looks like he might be leading up onto the wing to try and help out as an avenue into attack with Carey and McKernan playing a little deeper.
Interesting just to have a look at Nick Holland. I reckon he's trying to test his shoulder out here. There was one bump, and he follows up here. It wasn't all that convincing, I've got to say, with the right shoulder, but maybe he's convincing himself more than anyone else.
Stevens fighting on. Clayton.
I'll tell you what, Jared, hit on the head before. It's been a while since we've seen two sides just play man on man. Yep. Certainly it's the case here today. Very unusual football.
Well, I think that the Hawks had to change their game. They were exposed a couple of times, in particular by Essendon, of course, but that's something that every club has to deal with.
Harvey and Chick. Well done, Chick, in the end. Kicked it into the space, Colbert. Had to lay it off quickly. Cochrane, the decision-making had to be quick. In the end, they've got away with it. Grant. Now, Byron Pickett's going to make a run here, but instead he went back for Motlop. Again, the bounce, setting it up, looking for McKernan. It was bad delivery. It wasn't good delivery. The numbers were with Hawthorn. Clayton does well. Now, Carey, big chance. Just couldn't get onto it. Now he might. He got a fortunate bounce, but Hay was very good.
And you just go back to that Motlop. He had the one bounce, but to kick it to that crowded half-back line, I would think is just going back to the way they have been playing in the first part of the season. If he could just get that extra distance as they've been doing in recent weeks and get it down one out, Carey's in the goal square, get it over that first line of defence, far more productive kick.
You've got to break at least a couple of lines, don't you, when you do the bounce. Good spoil from McKernan to keep it alive for the Kangaroos. Burton.
Spider's down.
Harvey. He's up again. Oh, that's a bad handball, just too much on it. And Dixon just didn't have enough teammates around him to be able to make it hurt for them. Motlop took a long time, but it was good play because he was able to measure up Spider Burton. Hawks starting to push back now. Just the one man extra back in defence, and that's McCabe at that stage playing in front of McKernan. Crowd.
Well done.
Kept the footing. Crawford a long way in front of Motlop. Motlop's had a fair bit of it so far. Crawford spotting up Holland. Good kick. Gee, there's going to be some good battles this afternoon if they keep going one-on-one like this. Johnny Barker. Oh, that's a good mark.
It's interesting they've gone with Carey up in that forward line. Lee Colbert and McKernan and Rocker have had a very good understanding in recent weeks, and just with that ankle injury, maybe it would have been worth having a try at centre half back. Obviously, there's still plenty of time to swing him round if it doesn't work.
King, who was called on by the umpire, he's going to have to kick quickly, but he just didn't hurry the kick, so it was pretty good play in the end. Carey didn't really go for the footy. Tried to clear the path. Hay, better watch out. Joel Smith. So the Hawks defence standing up at this stage, and they've got a loose man on the wing, and it's Daniel Chick. Can he make it hurt on the rebound? Got a couple of options to centre half forward. Might go all the way himself. He just waits the kick perfectly. Absolutely perfectly. And Captain Crawford accepts it gleefully.
Well, it's just that player I mentioned at the start of the game, Joel Smith, an outstanding season on the half-back flank for the Hawks. I'm sure the Victorian side would have been picked this year. He'd be one of the first players picked. That spot-up kick there was the ripper by Joel Smith.
Shane Crawford back in the team today. One of 4 big names. Sean Wren didn't come up. Kicked 8 goals going into today's game, Crawford. And he slots through his 9th. Terrific start by the Hawks.
It's a different look forward line, the Hawthorn forward line. You don't see Thompson deep in the square. It's just a more mobile Ben Dixon. Very dangerous player. He's one out with so much room to move. If the ball comes in quickly, he is going to be very dangerous. And we saw this rebound. Once again, it was just off the 50-metre zone. They're just not getting the ball in deep enough, the Kangaroos, and they're doing well to block them up through the middle.
Well, that's 3 goals on the rebound for the Hawks. And it's a 17-point margin.
Been inside 8 times, Hawthorn, for 3 goals. Kangaroos have been inside there 59 times for just 1 point. Haven't looked like kicking a goal.
Yeah, I would have thought the same, Jared. The difference being the delivery in the forward line. Hawthorn's terrific. Kangaroos the opposite.
Body work there from Barker. Dixon led into the space, tried to honour the lead. He used his body well, but
geez, you let it go then, huh?
Archer. Crawford, there's a man on his own in the goal square. Just couldn't get it to him. Well, the Kangaroos will do well if they can stop a goal here. Holland got it.
Yeah, that tests the shoulder better than just a powder puff bump. That was under pressure, hands above the head initially in the dislocating position, and yet he's dragged it down.
Kangaroos are under siege here now at the MCG.
We questioned whether they would be match hardened. They've been the harder side on the competition, on the contest at this stage.
So far, Jared, no doubt.
You just might have pushed that a little too far. Well, I wonder whether Dennis Pagan will restructure it all, Jared, at this early stage.
A bit early, I think, for him to be making some major changes, but I think he knows it's a clutch match, and if it continues, sure. You'd reckon that Carey, Dennis often, if the side gets a run on, he just throws an extra man down in defence, and I'd suspect it would be a Carey. Maybe he's not fit enough to do it.
I think Rocker might be coming off the ground, so maybe they are making some changes to that forward line.
Rawlings on.
King maybe got himself into trouble there. He did. When Crow, oh, he's got a loose man on. Daniel Chick thought about playing on. David King started running, and then he just suddenly realised that he had nowhere to go.
Well, Jared, the key you mentioned before, it's gone inside 9 times for the Kangaroos. Wayne Carey yet to touch the footy. Corey McKernan yet touched the footy as well. And they're your major marking players down inside your 50, so...
Hasn't been delivered in there, though.
No, not real flash. No, it hasn't been real flash.
Hasn't been flash at all. As you say, they haven't been able to get it through the middle to find the extra, to find the free man. And I think they may have been caught out there, the Kangaroos, with that interchange. They were left one man short on the ground. Great kick.
Great kick. 4 goals to 1. And the Hawthorn fans making plenty of noise at the MCG. And the pressure back on that man, Dennis Pagan, and there's David King involved again in a bit of pushing and shoving.
We're just not winning the ball out of the centre, Jared. Just mentioned that before. That's where the Hawthorn side, particularly in the midfield, has been very good. You've got Harford in there. You've got O'Farrell. Here we see King in 2 minds. Very unusual for that switch kick to find a teammate. You've got to be spot on when you're going to switch kick like that. He's going to turn over, and a good side like Hawthorn, they'll punish him.
4-1 to 1 point. Can the Kangaroos respond? We mentioned Rocker off the ground, replaced by Rawlings, but it's still the Hawthorn way at the moment. Dixon, Colbert finding some really good form in recent weeks. Clayton,
good running.
Here's King. Better looking kick. Again, a good spoil though from Smith on Pickett. That's deliberate. That is pretty much deliberately out of bounds. No? Obviously not.
Just the centre breaks, boys. Centre clearance is Hawthorn 5, Kangaroos 0. I'm with you, Hud. I thought it was probably a free kick.
Obviously, you're allowed to just kick the ball straight out of bounds.
No, I think it's a free kick there.
Rawlings. Hay. He's using his pace there on Carey to get away. Crowd, good build-up from the Hawks. Space in front of Crawford. It doesn't favour him with the bounce. But again, a quick rebound by Hawthorn, this time not producing a goal.
Well, maybe it could be time, Jared, maybe. I know it's only early days here, the 16-minute mark of the first quarter. Maybe McKernan, give him a run on the ball, get him into the action at the moment, as we said before. Get to touch the footy, give Spider a bit of a spell, maybe even bench him.
Shannon Watt doing the boundary throw and work, but Chick it is that wins the tap. Barlow, good release. Harford. Spot on again with the pass into Nick Holland. There wasn't much margin for error there.
Their foot skills of Hawks so far in this first quarter has been terrific. Kicking up in their midfield area. You see Byron Pickett now is in the goal square. He's trying to drag Joel Smith out of the action. As I said before, he's been that man all year on the half-back flank, setting up their drive from their back line as Joel Smith.
Well, this would be a boost to Nick Holland, that's for sure. At this early stage. Missed the last shot at goal, and that's a lot closer. Has done the job. So what a start by Hawthorn. After 3 consecutive losses, they've come out and banged 5 goals on the board, and the Kangaroos yet to respond.
Well, it's a great test here now for the Kangaroos. Just some of their senior players yet really to get into the action. We mentioned Carey, we mentioned McKernan. Anthony Stevens only had the 2 touches as well. They've got to start winning the ball out of the middle, the Kangaroos.
So Dennis Pagan, a lot of work to do. He's responded by having a very open forward line. He's pushed extra numbers back, only 3 men, or 2 men really, in front of where this kick's going to go. And here's one of them, McKernan. The other one is Carey. Comes into the picture, but he's surrounded by Hawk numbers.
Struggling, Carey.
Oh, great smother from Anthony Stevens. Inspiring stuff in his 229th game. And he might get a chance. No, it's Byron Pickett. Their other mover forward in recent weeks. And Byron Pickett gets the first one. They're on the board.
Well, that was a bit more like it, the open forward line. That's been how they've been getting better results with just getting the ball in there quickly. And I'm not sure where we got that information about Anthony Stevens' 200th game, but clearly we're about a season and a half late in the piece. But it's been a great start to his 229th from a personal level. The club not going that well, but what a good goal there to the Kangaroos.
That's what I said before, Jad. Pickett has really dragged him back into the goal square, Joel Smith.
Slightly more conventional setup this time for the Kangaroos at the centre bounce. A 4-man forward line, but it's still pretty open down there. Spider. Oh, and we'll send it down in that direction. McKernan just couldn't take the mark, and there was no free kick. Again, a steal. Harvey. Oh, he had Carey on his own. He just couldn't get it through to him.
They've responded to Kangaroos. They've lifted.
Good play by Big Spider Burton to win that ball out of the centre. We'll see Harvey here.
Oh,
that's a free kick against Jonathan Hay. That's just too high. Straight in the mush. That's a free kick.
Blood rule.
Anthony Stevens having a spell.
Now, this rule has changed. You no longer have to go after the nearest point. It's back to the original.
Okay.
Come back to the middle of the ground, the old interchange area. Apparently that's changed.
Joe McLaren on for his first one. Yeah.
Well, it was just a whisker away, Brent Harvey, of getting that ball onto Wayne Carey. Would have been a goal for sure. The umpire, well, he must have had day blindness.
O'Farrell with a clear knock. It almost went to the umpire. Simpson, oh, he just couldn't get the angle right on the handball. You mentioned Byron Pickett there, Doug. He really is staying right back on the goal line, isn't he?
Because Joel Smith, he's that player, Jed, as we all know. He gives him a fair bit of drive out of the half-back flank. I think it's a good move to drag him deep into that. If you don't, it's been a good move by the Kangaroos.
Good work, McLaren. A good release on Rawlings, and Byron's in front. Oh, he spilt it. I would have certainly backed him. Roots. And they all just piled off and ran further afield. And look at the run that they get out of defence. Tallis setting it up. Hay, little sidestep, and then a bomb. A real bomb onto the wing. There's a fair bit going on off the ball. Barker giving away a free kick. Advantage paid. Clayton takes it, guides it nicely. McLaren, he's got McKernan loose. He should take the mark, and does.
They have lifted the Kangaroos. It's going to be a good match if it stays at this tempo. And this is like the 3 or the 4 foot putt. Early in the piece in a game of golf, you sink that, you reckon you might be in for a decent day. Well, the same for shooting a goal. It's just 25 metres out, slight angle, but you can easily miss them.
Now, doesn't it make for a bright footy when you don't see any flooding? It's great stuff. McKernan comes in. It's clapped through by Byron Pickett.
And he's run back and said, well, if Stuart Sink had have done that, he may well have been the US Open champion.
Poor old Stuart. 3 goals the difference, though, and so the Kangaroos hitting back with a couple.
Well, that's Corey's first kick, and as you mentioned a few times, Jerry, the boys have been used that well.
This is the mark, was it? Yeah, it was just a spill. I thought Joel Smith may have got his hand on it.
Handy goal for the Kangaroos.
(5-1 to 2-1).
21 goals now from McKernan. Not a bad effort for a bloke who was horribly out of form early in the year to be dropped. I think it was about round 6.
McCabe wins the kick out of the middle. Dixon ducked the head, but did well to control it. O'Farrell, not a bad kick for John Barker.
Well, he was just given 3 or 4 metres of latitude. You cannot give Barker any latitude because he can jump and he can take strong marks. You've just got to have body on body. And okay, he was favoured by the mongrel kick there, but it only fell into a chest mark because there was no body pressure from his team, from his direct opposition.
Well, you mentioned before, Jared, that Wayne Carey doesn't appear to be 100% right. No doubt about that. Jonathan Hay, who's playing on him at 6 touches.
Yep.
The King Wayne Carey, nothing at this stage.
Yeah, I'd like to see Carey just given a chance in the back line, just to run in a straight line rather than having to spin around.
Certainly missed him against Geelong, and he's in his favourite pocket. Steers it through, no problems. So the steadier for the Hawks. 6-1 to 2-1. Just over 4 minutes remaining in the quarter.
Once again, it was that out of the centre, that quick kick. We've already highlighted the one-sided nature of those disposals. And the Hawks are doing it particularly well, and they continue to go with a couple of tools in there. In fact, they've got 3. O'Farrell, Thompson, Graham this time. They've had John Barker in there at the opening bounce, and the only bloke under 6'3" is Daniel Harford, who's also had a good start to this match.
And that wasn't a great bounce. Chance for Graham, but over the top. Well, Hawks out here on the wing. Fantastic smother from Stevens. Leckis able to go again.
The hallmark of his career is those 1%ers, all 229 games of it.
Chick keeps it moving. Graham will want to swing onto his left. Kangaroos were not really awake to it. Sets it up. Burton, he just looked away for a minute. And that man didn't. Good strong mark from John Barker. He's got a loose man in the pocket all on his own. And Leckis rams it through. So all the Kangaroos' good work has been undone in 1 minute.
Once again, it was 2 takes from the centre. This time it went out via the wing.
That's Leckis there, Jared.
Angelo follows up pretty well. He set that one up. Well spotted, Doug. Check. There's the pigeon also trying to get us touch, but he misses out. Brave old pigeon. And a good jump. And that's what's made this Hawthorn forward line so dangerous. When you've got the 3 tools up there, all capable of taking big grabs, it's very difficult to close them all down.
7-1 to 2-1.
And the umpire has asked who is the ruckman going to take it. This time it appears to be Thompson.
Well,
but O'Farrell takes it.
Doesn't have to ask that.
Yes, he does.
No, he doesn't have to.
Oh.
Stevens out of the middle, as long as only one of them go for it, unless it's a crooked bounce.
Well, I think they may have been asked to find out, Otto. Otherwise, the umpire doesn't know who to pay a free kick to if he's blocked.
Oh, Carey.
Goal.
It was nearly an assist.
He lifted Pickett.
Not quite. Gee, he had a chance, didn't he, Byron?
I wouldn't mind seeing it on replay, boys. Wayne, obviously, he didn't know what was behind him, but he could have almost let that one go through for a goal.
Yeah, you're probably right there, Ross. Inside 50, the Kangaroos 14 times for 2 goals. The Hawks have been inside 50 13 times for 7 goals.
Head high there to McKernan. Pick will come back, which will upset Wayne Carey because he was going to come in for his first touch.
To come back, Wayne. There his first kick. So Corey McKernan, what about from here, Jared?
Oh, every chance. You make the distance.
No doubt about that.
This is like that 15-foot putt, Hutto. You just give it a whack, and if it goes through, well, good luck to you.
Kicked 20 goals, 8 this year, Corey McKernan. Didn't seem to make really good contact with that one, did he? Burton almost pulled in a mark somehow, but it's a behind conceded. I think that would have been in the bunker. 7-1 to 2-3.
It might have been a bogey.
I tell you, Jared has been under a bit of pressure in the Hawthorn forward line. Ben Dixon, he started the game brilliant. He's been hard at the ball. He's kicked 2 goals, had 6 touches. He's been terrific.
Got Trent Croad up there now too.
Yep. Barker's been picked up by Johnny Blakey now.
Barlow's kick is a good one. Spotted up McCabe, running down the ground. They're just waiting. And again, kicked into the space in front of Thompson. Dixon's loose, but he goes back instead. Tallis, a lot of leads away to his left. He's had to wait and double back again and just bomb high in the air. Archer, Dixon got the handball back. It was good work. Barlow rides it home, just misses.
Daniel Chick starting to get a bit of the football at the moment for the Hawks in that midfield. Back from that injury, he's had 6 touches now. Anthony Stevens has got the job. He's had the 3 on him, so no doubt Chick probably in front at this stage.
Harvey breaking the outer side. There's no one ahead as far as the Kangaroos are concerned. No, it's all Hawthorn. He's going to have to switch or go short. No, he hangs on to it a long time to try and get it through to the next man, which was McKernan. And now they can break and go. That was a great example of what you've been talking about, Jared. Kicks it down for Byron Pickett, one-on-one. That's an excellent matchup against Joel Smith. Here's Brady Rawlings. Had no one to release the handball to. Had to go against his brother. Bit of brotherly love for you.
No such thing on a footy field.
Let's watch this.
I can remember playing against my brother for the first time. Within 3 minutes, he'd already whacked me in the nose. Square up for
backyard stuff, Jared.
Correct.
He might have got a call then. I think he almost handballed it to Jade Brady on that occasion.
Good tap.
Kangaroos need a goal late in the quarter. They really need one. Barlow's been good in the last few minutes. And again, it's the number 2s, Colbert and Holland. Is that an infringement?
No, it's good umpiring to let that go. They're both having a piece of it.
He stumped it long, more Hawks than Roos. Burton had to contest. He did contest. Tallis. Ball up.
So Rocket back on board. He's having to run back in the forward line for the Kangaroos. Joe McLaren having a bit of a spell. Mismatch there with Angelo Lepus picking up Rocker.
Yep.
Particularly ball in the air.
While the umpire's busy telling him where he's going to run, the siren's going to sound. Unless the Kangaroos can get a quick kick out of this. So what an interesting opening quarter at the MCG. But at the end of it, the Kangaroos have got a lot of work to do, Jared.
Oh, no doubt about that. It was a terrific start by the Hawks, but the Kangaroos aren't out of this. They were just beaten through the middle. The Hawks continue to use the unusual setup of having extra tools in there, a couple of options for the ruck. But Dennis Pagan knows he's going to have to square it up by half-time, or this game may be shot. Much to think about as the Kangaroo coach goes down to the huddle at three-quarter time with the Hawks well in control.
C7's telecast of the 2001 AFL Premiership season. Proudly brought to you by Harvey Norman. There's a store near you. And the all-new Nissan Pulsar hatch. Just wait till you drive it. Monday night at 7:30. Live and exclusive. All you need to know from the people in the know in AFL. We showcase and dissect the game week by week. Profiling, interviewing the superstars. With news and views from the coaches and the legendary icons of the game. Tim Watson heads the team of Alves, Silvani and Connolly in Football Feedback. Live Monday night at 7:30 on C7 Sport.
John Brown, security guard extraordinaire.
I'll just stay here then and secure the parking lot.
A dedicated rent-a-cop who's had himself a little accident.
We have the technology. We can rebuild him.
I'm not me anymore. I'm a hardware store.
Now, he's a fighter for justice and a doer of good.
It's just like that $6 million man.
But behind every superhero, there's a super villain.
Got a sort of postmodern Captain Hook kind of feel to that.
Let's see what you can do, Gadgetmobile. Because I feel the need for speed.
Rupert Everett.
Good morning, Robo-Gadget. What are you going to do now?
I'm going to kick some butt.
Very saucy.
And Matthew Broderick as Inspector Gadget.
You know what they say about nice guys finishing last? Huh? Well, they were wrong.
Now showing on Movie One.
Pay just $8.99 for the Hewlett-Packard Junata 545 and receive $100 cash back by redemption. And the AL880 digital laser photocopier, printer, fax and scanner is $18.99. Exclusive to Harvey Norman is that small business assistance offer. That's a $200 discount on computer and communications purchases totaling $1,500 or more. Conditions apply. See store for details. $200 discount. The small business discount offer. Don't miss out.
Ah, there's that ad again.
What ad?
You know, the one with the dog on the bottle?
It's not a dog. It's a Tasmanian tiger.
Huh?
There's none left, you know.
What, they sold out?
No, no more Tasmanian tigers. They're extinct, although a lot of people reckon they're still out there in the Tasmanian wilderness.
Well, this one's definitely extinct.
Cascade Premium Light. It's the best light beer you'll ever taste.
Terrific opening quarter to watch, particularly if you're a Hawthorn fan. 7-2, 44 the Hawks. The Kangaroos are 2-3-15. Dixon, the major goal kicker, the only multiple on the ground with 2 goals so far, gentlemen.
Well, just reckon at the moment, I think Jared did touch on the fact that Hawthorn was starting to win the ball out of the centre. Kangaroos have to win the ball out of the centre. McKernan bounced back, kicked the goal for him. Maybe could have kicked 2. He's had 4 touches now. Started the game fairly slowly, but the ball wasn't brought in their forward line too well. Burton's been okay in the ruck, but they must win the ball out of the guts, the Kangaroos.
Yeah, they haven't had the free flow through the middle. I'll get that out. And the Hawks have done particularly well in that area, and I would think that despite the disparity on the scoreboard, they've only got 1 or 2 things they have to tighten up on, and they can get right back into this. But Dennis Pagan, he'd only be talking about one thing to Wayne Carey, and
the footy.
He'd be asking how he is and how he thinks he's travelling, I suspect. But once you're out there, as we all know, you're treated as if you're 100% right.
Just been the forward line, Jared, at the moment of the Hawthorn side. Have been hard there, Swabby at the moment.
Interesting bloke, Peter Swab. He does coaches 2 sides on a Saturday or a Sunday. He's got his he goes down to the Vic kick. I think it's in Canterbury, and Oz kick, and he coaches an under-17 group, and then he under-7 group, and then he comes and coaches in the AFL.
Which one do you think he puts more preparation into?
I think this one here.
I suspect he'd be under more pressure at home if he got the Oz kick wrong.
Yeah.
Just watching their forward liners that spent the touch on with the Hawthorn side have been very good. Dixon's been terrific, kicking 2 goals now. We see Barker. Shannon Watt had him for a while. The move was made with Blakey, but now Shannon Watt has gone back to Johnny Barker. He's been outstanding.
So second quarter from the MCG. The Kangaroos with a job ahead at 2-3. The Hawks 7-2. All players bar one starting behind their ruckman. We see Thompson hitting it backwards. Simpson read it well but couldn't take it within Leckis. So the Hawks forward again. One-on-one battles everywhere. Colbert made the spoil. Chick released it. Tough for Thompson in there. Harper trying to help out. McCartney, Thompson, Woods. Clever work, really. Chick looking to get backwards and get some space for a teammate to kick with. Dixon tries to spot up his man. He's got him.
That was a great... I looked up, I thought it was Johnny Barker. It was a great grab. And a fair kick also.
I tell you, there's nothing wrong with that handball back about 15 metres. Daniel Chick was the man who set that one up. Terrific handball, great vision by Chick first of all, and great kick by Dixon. Equally good mark by Leckis.
Johnny Blakey would be disappointed, wouldn't he, with that? Such a terrific defender over the years. Such an important kick for Angelo Leckis. And unfortunately, the result from a Hawthorn point of view is a behind.
Appears now, Jared, you mentioned you wanted to get Carey up into the play mainly at full forward in that first quarter. It appears now to be playing at centre half forward. Rocco's gone back with McKernan into the goal square.
Shannon Grant. And the Hawks pushing up the ground now in numbers. Spider Burton. He's been really had to stretch all his skills this afternoon.
Well done.
Well done from Graham. Really opens it up for Holland. Now they don't have a loose man once Crowe picks up the ball. Have to go back. Quite happy to go back to find space. Graham, lovely sidestep under pressure. Always going to get onto the left. And a good kick, although it does leave them a long way from home and very wide. McCabe. Couple of options there. One of them, Raiden Tallis. Lots of players inside the Hawk forward line, so the Kangaroos really putting lots of numbers back. Jonathan Hay even down there. Oh, well, but in the end, it was the short kick. And the Kangaroos would be disappointed with that, like Tony Woods. Perhaps not a huge kick of the footy.
Just good signs at the moment, the Hawthorn side. They're prepared to share the footy around. There have been a couple of good feedback handballs going the other way, 10 or 15 metres. That's great teamwork.
So Tony Woods hasn't kicked a goal so far this year, and that remains the case. So a couple of opportunities for the Hawks early in this second quarter. Brooks putting out his zone. Defence. Motlop got himself into trouble there. And in the end, he's had to kick to a 3-on-1 for the Hawthorn side. Just a little bit of a fumble from Holland. They waited back then, the Kangaroos, to try and block them up a little bit. Good tackling from Anthony Stevens. He hasn't got that much in support. Oh, he's had a throw. It was close. It was a good play. Stevens, oh, Crone! Oh, it must be a free kick, surely. Had to be a free. Well, incredible. Unless he thought he didn't make contact. Shannon Grant, he's bombed it relatively blindly, unless the ball gets legs. Grow legs and run! Oh, and it did!
Well, that defies the laws of physics. We're going to have to go back to Newton. That ball accelerated. What happened to friction? It seemed to gather pace, Hutto.
It certainly did. Look at that.
That's a free kick, sure. You're right, Hutto. No doubt about it. You're going to make contact if you're going to jump like that. That ball just kept going, Jared.
That was unbelievable.
He just found another gear.
No, he had a good crack at it a second time there, Crody, as well, but he missed it. Have a look at this. It just accelerates. Why is it so?
Oh, it does get in. 7-4 to 3-3. So maybe that'll fire up the Kangaroos.
Fired up Newton.
Certainly did. Good shoveling work out of the middle. They've got it forward. That's a start. Again, lots of Hawthorn numbers around the ball. Carey, he saw Tallis coming. They're going to test him out as the afternoon goes on. Lekas opening it up for Graham. Crawford, clever with the hands, around the corner, Barlow, doubling back Watt. Oh, Archer took him out of the contest. Free kick, it's been paid, it's coming back.
A few problems with Archer so far in this game. He had Ben Dixon in the first quarter, kicked 2 goals on him, and I'm not sure if he's got Thompson at this stage. He still may have Dixon, but
how do you think Carey's? How do you think Carey's? He doesn't look fit.
He's not right. It's propping and he's.
I was just thinking, Hawk, I wonder how long it's going to take for Dennis Pagan to do something there, because Jocelyn Hay, he's running off him, and he's, I'd say he's less than 50% fit looking at him.
Yep.
It can be costly when he's the further up the ground he is, I suppose. So Thompson. No movement at all behind the goals. He's missed. So 3 opportunities have gone begging for Hawthorn. And in contrast, Shannon Grant's kicked a miracle goal. And Jared, in the first quarter, our statisticians tell us it was 9 bounces to 1 in favour of the Kangaroos, so they're certainly not shying off from those tactics.
But they haven't been able to get the ball through the middle. I think most of those bounces have been in the defensive area. And if they're going to get back into this match, they've got to get some free flow through the middle and get it into their forward line a bit more easily, because if not, they're going to end up with this situation with a 2-on-1.
Well, that was Carey's man. Hey, Carey had gone up the ground to provide a lead from the kick in. Rawlings does well, though, and releases Dixon. So here's the Hawks counter-attacking again. Kangaroos now getting numbers back and just starting to, well, they have blocked up the defensive area. Barker calls for it in the square. Chick tried to get there. Well done, David King. Good smother. Cleared a path for Cochrane. He had to be quick with the hands. Colbert, terrific stuff. And now they can get away. Archer kicked beautifully. Kicked it long. Made Rocker work for it. Big Sav 70 from goal. He could kick an absolute monster from here, but I don't think he'll be thinking about the goals.
Jeez, it was good work there by Mark Graham to cover up for Brent Harvey.
Hay from behind. Carey outnumbered that time. Woods. Good pressure, though, from Shannon Grant. And a ball up.
They just need a mark, Jared, up forward, the Kangaroos at the moment. That was Sav's first mark for the game so far. Wayne Carey yet to take a mark. Corey McKernan's had 2 marks, probably outside 50, where Hawthorn had 10 marks up in their forward line. Just going to find a marking option, the Kangaroos.
Well, it remains to be seen whether Rocker, Carey and McKernan can all function on the 1 forward line, because they haven't had to do it much this year.
Archer's up there now.
Yep.
Smith out on the full.
And that was very much a result of some pressure from Archer. He just got the body in there and forced the body pressure, and the mistake came.
Yeah, Archer seems to be playing on Graham, doesn't he, Alan? Hard to know who's playing them forward or back.
Got a problem there too, Jared. David King down at full back, being dragged out of the play. They looked like Barlow's dragged him out of the play.
Just having a look at some of the running players for Hawthorn in the defence. Just let this one go through.
So Brady Rawlings, big kick for the Kangaroos. He's covered the distance comfortably, but unfortunately the accuracy not there. So the Roos 3-4 and the Hawks 7-5.
Key defenders for the Hawks. Crode's on Rocker. Crode's had 6-2 for Sav. Hay on Carey, 7-0. And Rawlings on McKernan, a bit even, much more even. Rawlings 7 and McKernan's had 4, but he's kicked a goal.
Again, great kick to position, and what a mark from John Barker. Archer getting back into the space in front of this next contest, and you know that he won't move off the line. Terrific work from Glenn Archer.
Got his mate Anthony Stevens just hanging off the side there, and he duly honours him.
Had to be accurate with the kick through the middle because there's plenty of Hawks lurking. Shannon Grant, Rawlings, they went backwards. Try and find the man. King pumping it. McKernan's outnumbered here. Going to find it tough. He did well to at least bring the ball to ground.
Well done, Harford, just assisting at ground level. The Hawks are really doing it pretty well. They're bottling it up through the middle.
Carey
coming from the ground. It was only a matter of time.
Actually, O'Farrell spoiled his own man on that occasion. So Carey off, and Digby Morrell comes onto the ground for the Kangaroos. Oh, Simpson, clever kick with an open square. Didn't get the same bounce as Shannon Grant got. Byron Pickett. Shannon. Oh, just shoved over the line. Out on the full. So it's a Hawthorn ball. And Shannon Grant doesn't know what's going on. But the Hawks can release and run with it. Barlow. That's what they did so successfully for the first 8 games, on the release, getting loose men out wide and running along from the wing. Oh, he was off. He was gone. Well done, Shannon Motlop. Had nowhere to go, though. Anthony Stevens, as always, in support. Bombing it away to half forward. Rawlings underneath it. Grant had to go. Morrell went through. O'Farrell a fumble. Well done, the big Spider. And the Spider-Man locked it in. And this game just tightening up a bit in general play. We're seeing a bit more of the modern pushing forward and back of numbers. I guess from a Hawthorn point of view, they've got their advantage and they've been probably happy if it's fairly tight from here on in.
No doubt about that, Hud. I'm just watching Johnny Blakey now. He's got the job on Ben Dixon. He's just got to tie him up, cut him out of the game.
Farrell working hard, but it's good work by Simpson. Hay. Oh, did he actually dispose of that correctly? He must have. Woods. Chick called for it at centre-half forward, but he goes wider.
Great kick.
And Barker is really presenting himself, isn't he, and showing his skills above his head. No free kick. Oh, Cochrane under pressure. It's a loose one. Rawlings. And you back Johnny Blakey here for a cool head and a thumping kick. Now Rocker and Archer could almost have spoiled each other then. That is great defensive work. And it's Graham who won the footy and looks up, a couple presenting themselves as the Hawks do so well. Nick Holland in front. And Colbert better watch out.
Their disposal is really letting them down at the moment, the Kangaroos. I think you've got to put it down to the Hawks' pressure, Doug, but the Kangaroos can't find a target.
Just a kick from Johnny Blake. He just kicked it too hard and too long. He didn't give Glenn Archer much of an opportunity there. He went a lot of pressure.
Kangaroos have flooded back. He had to go short. Good interception. Can they hurt them on the rebound? They've got a lot of numbers behind the ball, but nothing ahead. He kicks for Morano. He's got to hold it up. Unless he can find someone here, he can't rush it. He does rush it. He's got Harvey to run against 3. Can Brent Harvey win out? He got a cruel bounce. It was tough for him. It was always going to be difficult. And the Hawks able to control it.
It was a real throwback to the Pagan's passage, Pagan's paddock, that one, but it just did not find the right bounce for Brent Harvey, who chased hard.
Well done, Archer, dropping the ball.
Holding hands at that, didn't he?
Perhaps a bit unlucky. Byron's gone down, and the umpire going in to have a word to Nick Holland, and it's 50. Let's see what it was about. That. Oh, I think there's some terrific acting there for Byron.
He made contact, he made contact, hello.
I've got to tell you, Hawk, that happened 5 metres in front of me. That was just, he just walked into, and there was nothing in it. The umpire, he was sold hook, line and sinker.
Did Holland handball that Aussie down there in front of you?
I reckon he did.
Yeah.
I don't think it was holding the ball.
Gee, that's a mini 50 too, isn't it? I reckon that's about 40. Archer.
They've lifted the Kangaroos. They need some goals.
Only kicked 1 goal for the year, Glenn Archer. So he'd be a little nervous as he takes this kick. Stabbed at it beautifully. Threaded it through the middle. They're back. Well, they're back in it anyway.
I think Dennis will be a bit more comfortable with a few more goals on the board, but let's have another look at this. Looked like a handball to us up here.
Yeah,
It is a handball. The umpire's got to get it right. In fact, often players just handball the ball away to themselves. They get then tackled, and there is no reward for the player who's making the play. So, poor decision there from the umpire, but I thought he was right in the 50.
So they're back in amongst it anyway, the Kangaroos, 7-5 to 4-4. And we're looking ahead to a terrific contest. We're certainly seeing it at the moment. Grant out the back, they've had to go under the pressure. Blakey thumping it long. This time it's better for the Kangaroos. It's 2-on-2. Rocket, good work. Digby, Morrell. Digby, kick a goal. He does. Well done, Diggers.
That was exciting stuff. Kangaroos out of the middle. I reckon McKernan somehow plays a bit better when he's got the freedom of the whole forward line. Here he goes. He goes for the fly, and
good rover.
Diggers.
Diggers
at the base. He has picked it up, and that is just threaded. That's a ripper goal, and it's one that's got them back and believing in themselves.
Came off the rookie list, Digby Morrell, I think with the injury to Winston Abraham. It mightn't be that far away, so maybe they've just thrown him in and said, you've got 1 or 2 weeks to prove yourself, or make a name for yourself. And he's seeing what he can do. Thompson in the ruck now. Burton wrapped him up, but Chick able to release the ball out of the middle. And the pace of Bow here against McCartney. Shepherding work. They were all trying to hip and shoulder everybody. Someone forgot the footy. Colbert didn't. Under pressure, Blakey. He's gone. Did he have prior opportunity? It might not matter. Johnson, missed badly. Well, was that a free kick? It's a really split one there. It's a real line ball.
He's got to be given time to assess what's in front of him. He's had 3 steps.
We've got Barlow, boys, with the right shoulder. He's in a bit of trouble.
That'll be the AC joint.
Oh, good bump, Colbert. Oh.
He's had that before, I think, Barlow, hasn't he? I think he's had problems with his shoulder.
Yeah.
You must be given the opportunity to assess what's in front of you and get rid of the ball by foot. Shouldn't have to just slam it on your boot, and it's a good decision from the umpire.
Well, Clayton's gone long then. It wasn't good decision making because the numbers were clearly with Hawthorn. It was a terrible kick. Thompson can pump it long now, just equally as bad because the numbers with the Kangaroos are low. Clayton made a bit of a meal of it. All that's heavy stuff. Shannon Motlop rode the bump well, but his handball, he might have been seeing stars. Johnny Barker guides it where they had loose men running left and right. Crawford can pop it over the top dangerously, but it's all right.
Well, Angelo's goal kicking is mattered not because he's kicked a goal anyway.
Oh, nervous times.
His marking was put right under the pump there. He has honoured the kick from his captain. In fact, the captain would have been praying that he was as courageous as he was, because it was only a 50-50 ball. He was being mowed down by a couple of Kangaroos. Johnny Blakey made it. He worked, didn't he?
Good response by the Hawks at the MCG. 8-6 plays 5-4. Real frenetic contest. Thompson now, as we said, in the ruck.
Just keeps improving, Angelo Leckers. He's kicked 2 goals now, and he's been pretty good today.
Archer is playing forward with Jonathan Hay, the man who was on Wayne Carey, looking after him. And McKernan and Rawlings continuing their intriguing battle. Out of the middle, Stevens. Here's another chance for another chapter, but Digby might get there first. Good pressure from Graham.
Well done.
Excellent work. Rawlings off the left. Archer and McKernan back with the flight. Not that time. Archer cleared the path, but there was all Hawthorn players in the wake. Tallis just about gone, but released it in time. Oh, ever diminishing circles for
pressure.
Angelo. Could have been holding the ball. Oh, Clayton Cotwin's going to get a free.
Good call, Jared.
Frustration for Jay
Fantastic
Rawlings.
pressure from the Kangaroo forward lines there. Terrific.
Well, you don't see forward lines normally tackle and harass and chase like that. That passage of play, there was 3 or 4 tackles laid by the Kangaroos forward line. Well, a bit of acting there to Shane Clayton. A lot of acting, matter of fact.
I thought the umpire may have screwed up for an earlier decision there, but here comes the King back on the ground.
Might just go into defence, Jared. We'll have to watch that one.
Or into the ruck.
Clayton's kick for goal. Just deserts, according to the Hawthorn fans. It's a behind.
Looks like he's going back to pick up Nick Holland, Wayne Carey, at this stage. A good test.
I think it's the right way to go. Doug, we knew at the start of the match, or at least we pointed out it was a fair option.
Colbert going to Barker, Jared, giving Blakey a bit of a spell.
Yeah, well, Barker's
been good, hasn't he?
Yeah, been very good.
One of the players of the year so far, John Barker, and he was badly missed from the Hawthorn side last week when he was suspended.
Against Geelong, yeah.
Crawford pushing into defence.
Look at this.
Yeah, they've got the loose man over the next one is Tallis. He can run for it. If they can control it well. He's got another one on him, Chick. Play on, he was off and he's gone.
Yeah.
No free kick. As the rule states, if the player doesn't know he's been called on, he gets a chance. Well done, King. Stevens. Can the Kangaroos hurt them, though, in response? Harvey quick to his feet.
Great
and the
hand.
releasing handball was good. Digby Morale lines it up. He winds it up and misses.
He can kick a ball, Digby Morrell.
Yep.
Can he what?
Look at the thighs on him. He's got huge trunks there as Byron Pickett comes from the ground. I wonder if he can kick a footy, Doug.
Gee, no, he's been very good, Jared. He made a bit of a blue there. The one he kicked forward, he could have held up a bit longer, but he's been good. Looks like young Nichols coming on for a run. Billy Nichols kicked 3 goals last week in his first game.
Yeah, on for Tallis, boys. Obviously, Swabby not too happy with Raiden playing on before.
Talk about blokes who can kick it. Bustling Billy, he can really roost it.
Joel Smith going short. Johnson, classy player for the Hawks. Cochrane's got to be good here. Here's Billy. Billy Nichols is away and running. Deep and forward, Holland. Oh, to the side. Johnny Barker might have hurt himself. He is down and hasn't moved. They might get a goal, the Hawks, if they can just control the footy. Daniel Chick off the right boot, he's missed.
He just rushed it a bit in the end.
Oh, this could be costly. He's getting up.
Oh, did he go down?
He launched himself.
He went flying over Wayne Carey. Have a look at this, how hard he hits the ground. He knows he's in trouble about there, and it's an ugly feeling.
Ooh.
And down he goes. He's lucky to be up and running.
It was almost unnecessary, wasn't it? I mean, his teammates seemed to be in a pretty good position.
Just a bit clumsy, I thought, Hutto. Just launched himself.
So 8-7 to 5-6. The Hawks have only managed 1 goal in this quarter. The Kangaroos have got a couple.
And they've done
they've got
very
3.
well, the Hawks, to block up the Kangaroos at their kick-ins. Once again, they've kicked it long and just a kick and hope situation.
Pachoni on the ground, and straight away he enters with an assist.
They are killing them at these kick-ins, and there's another rebound. David King just can't find the keyhole to get through. They've almost got about a 15-man zone working.
Well, we've seen them have to kick the ball to themselves a number of times, haven't we, to try and find a path through, and then they've ended up in the back pocket and looked up and only seen Hawthorn jumpers. Well, this will just give that handy break back to the Hawks. Ben Dixon kicked the first 2 of the match. And that's the steadier. So they're only 1 behind for the quarter after all of that. 1 goal behind the Kangaroos.
Well, you're right, Jared, about the kick out. David King normally a very good kick, normally finds a target. I think it was Shane Clayton went to that mark, the ball comes to the ground. That's not his job, probably, Shane Clayton, to be that marking option when the ball does come out. Corey McKernan and a bit of spell, pick it back on the ground.
So Byron's had a message from Dennis, and he's back out there. 9-7 to 5-6.
John Blakey's been moved on to Daniel Chick, just try and curb his influence.
Well done by Stevens. Rawlings now playing on Digby Morrell as the Kangaroos have reshaped things with McKernan no longer in the forward line.
He's trying to get more mobility into that back line, and this is why, because Johnny Hay just keeps shining with so many possessions.
And great kick.
Again, this is how Hawthorn did all the damage in those opening 8 weeks. Graham guiding the ball into the path of Johnny Barker.
It's just been their extra mobility, Hawthorn, that has unsettled the Kangaroos. They're throwing their side around, trying to get as many midfield running players onto the ground, the Hawks. Sorry, the Kangaroos, and Byron Pickett back out there.
So Thompson playing on Burton at the moment. And he provides the option. Very tight angle though for Nathan Thompson. Kicked 15 goals, 13 going into today. Has to be very precise with the kick, and he measured it magnificently. Well, what a great kick from Nathan Thompson, and the Hawks are back out to a 5-goal lead.
Well, gee whiz. Just when you just see the Kangaroos making a strong challenge here, now they're still 5 goals down. That is absolutely a fantastic kick there from Nathan Thompson. Just a terrific kick by him. Mark's inside 50, Hawthorn 14, the Kangaroos only 1.
So Corey McKernan sitting down.
And Sav Rocket too, Hutto. They're your marking options up in your forward line.
That is very, very interesting, isn't it? With Wayne Carey on the ground and not looking to be 100% fit. And the Hawks dominating all of a sudden.
Oh, he's just thrown that away.
Byron Pickett, Grant, bombing. Archer has won out with Hay.
He's been an incredible stumbling block for them, Hay, but
gee, Archer had a better chance than he knew then for a second, didn't he? Just bounced back into his lap.
It's just too quick for them. He's just turning every defensive or attacking move for the Kangaroos into an attacking one for the Hawks.
Rawlings takes the kick in quickly in contrast to the Kangaroos and gets it away. And there's Hawk numbers on the wing. Clayton has to turn around here and go in front. Oh, what a mark. Barker, he's recovered magnificently. And he's up and bolting away straight away. The Hawks running with loose men everywhere, everywhere. Daniel Chick thought about it. Yeah, I'll play on. I'll run in and go bang. They are on fire.
7 marks to John Barker. He's a majorly improved player in this competition. He's been doing it for a couple of seasons now for the Hawks. And this is why, just a freakish mark on display once again. A nice jump, a little bit of assist with the right hand. But Angelo Lekis, I think, Doug, has been one of the better players on the day.
No doubt about that, Jerry's been terrific. And just touching on John Barker, I played with Johnny Barker at Fitzroy in '95. We play him on the wing, one-on-one. You can't beat him in the air. He's terrific.
33 marks, the Hawks. The Kangaroos, 7. They just can't win free footy.
In that second quarter, Jared, too. Jeez. A lot of marks in 1 quarter.
11 playing 5. Burton put it down the throat of Harvey, but they're getting it out of the middle again. Crawford, look at the overlap. Pachoni can go for broke. He did. Unfortunately, the kick was just a little low. McCartney.
Second kick for the game.
They're trying to run here, but Blakey held up, and really he's bombed away, and Rawlings had his name written on that from the moment the ball left the boot of Blakey. So they need to find a path. The Kangaroos, they haven't been able to so far.
Archer's now gone to John Barker.
Pachoni, another indifferent-looking kick. Barker playing it to his own advantage, so Archer back there.
Well, I reckon the key to this whole match has been the forward line pressure of the Hawks. They've really blocked up the Kangaroos. They haven't been able to get the free run through the middle. And you'll find all the stats on this match on i7sport.com.au. But you just saw all the Hawks then just lining up across that half-back line. There's no Carey there, so why bomb the ball there? There's not a marking player.
Well, the Kangaroos forward line at the moment is Digby Morrell and Corey Jones. It's absolutely incredible. The Hawks are just dominating, and that's why McLaren takes it. Oh, he takes them on. Went for home. He backed himself. He needs a bounce like Shannon Grant got. And unfortunately, he didn't get it. It's a behind.
Looks like Colbert too may have gone forward here for the Kangaroos. just watching Johnny Barker. He's had 4 opponents so far in this game. He had one at the start, Blakey, Archer and Colbert. 4 players. He's been terrific, as you said, Jared. He has now had 7 marks, 9 kicks, but 7 real strong and good marks.
Graham takes the mark. Chick was feigning to go off the ground. He'll be an option if they get it out, but they might not. Stevens.
Got it.
Just.
Oh,
that's a mark.
Yes, it is. Just inside Shannon Graham.
Good call, Joe.
And he did that nicely. Didn't go off the line when he played on behind the line. You can do that as long as you don't go off it. And Digby Morrell has got another chance.
I'll tell you what, it was terrific reading in the paper today about Shannon Grant. He was dropped a couple of weeks ago. Well, he took all the kids in the VFL back to his place for a couple of cordial lemonades afterwards.
That's fantastic.
Could have spat the dummy. He didn't. He stood up. He was obviously bitterly disappointed at being dropped, but showed some great character, and he's back playing some good footy, although he could, like a few of the Kangaroos, get a bit more of it today.
It's a very important kick for the Kangaroos, and Morrell kicks the goal. He's kicked it for the quarter, and that just, I guess, keeps them in touch, doesn't it, going into half-time?
No, it was a good goal. In fact, I couldn't believe that Stevens could squeeze it through the gap. He's had 13 possessions, Doug. Shannon Grant, he's had his fair share of it.
5 marks too, Jerry. He's kicked the goal. He's been reasonable, hasn't he? But Morrell's been the player that's made a difference since coming on, replacing Wayne Carey. Of course, Carey back in the back line now.
So under a minute to go in the quarter. Just enough time for either side to score. And wouldn't it be significant? Rocker with a run on the ruck. So the Kangas get the chance. Morrell behind here. Did well to spoil and bring it to ground. Joel Smith. He's gone. That is holding the ball. Advantage played and Colbert's missed it. He's kicked it out on the full. Can you believe it?
Jeez, he got pushed in the back after it too.
You bring that back, Jared, or how
I would have thought it was a free kick. Here's a good tackle on Joel Smith. There he is again, Byron Pickett. He's got a Peyton on that tackle, and look at that push in the back.
Yeah, absolutely. It was. So last seconds of this quarter.
Greg Miller's going to join us at halftime, the CEO of the Kangaroos. We've got their Team of the Century dinner coming up at some stage, Doug, and we want you to tell us who's going to be the full-back bench or Mickey Martin.
One more chance perhaps for the Roos. No. Mark Graham's played pretty good first half, as have most of the Hawks. They've certainly taken the points in this opening half. They've hit back very nicely after they've lost the last 3 matches.
And Byron Pickett, well, he was involved heavily in that last foray forward, but they've got a lot of thinking to do, the Kangaroos. I reckon they've been out-pressured, Doug, and it's been the hallmark of their success over the last decades, but they're getting the ball inside the 50 as much as the opposition. It's 26-29. In fact, they've gone inside more times, but at half-time, it's the Hawks still leading comfortably.
Live Thursday night at 7:30. Peter Donegan, Peter Dacos, Mark Harvey, with 90 minutes of must-see TV for every footy fan. They're challenging, probing, never afraid to confront the major issues. And along with Crackers Keenan, they get down and get personal, and sometimes even talk about the football, keeping you in the picture. Footy Focus, live Thursday night at 7:30, C7 Sport.
Pimple. This Halloween, 13-year-old Marnie discovers a family secret. I am a witch. She also discovers Halloween Town, where the residents are somewhat exotic.
The normal is vastly overrated.
Now someone's trying to destroy Halloween Town.
So it was you?
You cannot escape me! And it's up to Marnie and her family to stop him. Halloween Town, now showing on Movie One.
Before he retires, Sergeant Harris has one ambition.
You've all had a champion platoon at one time or another, so shall I.
Though the new recruits aren't going to make it easy.
So sorry, I was miles away.
There's the playboy.
What first thing comes into your head? Women, sir.
The hypochondriac.
Can I report sick, please?
And then there's Private Go Lightly.
Go lightly? Go lightly.
The Army will never be the same. Carry On, Sergeant, now showing on Movie Greats.
Pay no $199.95 for Norton Antivirus 2001. $149 for Quicken Personal Plus and Share Analyzer Bundle. $199.95 for Quicken Cashbook version 8. $699 for Microsoft Office 2000 Value Pack with bonus upgrade to the next version of Office plus $100 cashback. Exclusive to Harvey Norman is our small business assistance offer. That's a $200 discount on computer and communications totaling $1,500 or more. Conditions apply. See store for details.
The Nissan Challenge is on again. We challenge you to find a tougher four-wheel drive than the range of Nissan Patrols from 48740. We challenge you to find one with a powerful petrol or turbo diesel engine, air conditioning, airbag and CD player, 7 seats, and for a limited time, free bull bar, tow bar and driving lights. And we challenge you to get it from just 48740. The Nissan Challenge. Take it up at your Nissan dealer now.
Half-time, and it's Hawthorn as the lights are on in a pretty dark scenario here at the MCG, leading by 29 points. We found Greg Miller, the current Chief Executive of the Kangaroos, and he joins us. Good afternoon, Greg.
Hello, Anthony.
Well, just tell us about your situation first of all. Lots to talk about with the Roos, but how long are you going to be the CEO for?
Well, probably just to the end of the season or the end of the year, but I'll certainly be around the club in some capacity. You know, I've been there a long time. I enjoy it. There's still plenty of work to be done, and I want to be a part of it.
What about the Canberra move, Greg?
Yeah, I think it had to happen, Jared. It was very difficult in Sydney. As you'd understand, you really need a media partner and you need the AFL's full support. Well, we have that in Canberra. We have Canberra in the southern half of New South Wales. We'll play 3 home games there and still play the Swans in Sydney as a home game.
We spoke about your club in the Herald Sun this morning, Melbourne's daily paper, and we spoke about Pagan's passage. At this stage, not a lot of passages through the defence of the Hawks.
No, there hasn't. And I read the article. It's very good, Jared. Certainly we've been running the ball out of defence and bouncing the ball and carrying it with us, but the Hawks have been great. They've been putting pressure on us all over the ground.
Almost as if you're getting back to your old style of bombing the ball to centre-half forward with no carry there.
It certainly was frustrating in the first quarter. We ran it out of defence and kicked it high in the air to centre-half forward. And you can't win games like that.
Thanks for joining us, Greg. It's well worth waiting for. So McKernan in the goal square as we start the third quarter. And O'Farrell against Burton. Harford, big job ahead of the Kangaroos in this term. Leckis gets the Hawks going. Oh, just the spoil. Holland the crumbs. No, Carey starting in defence again. Did he duck his head? Play on was the call, so the umpire said yes, he did duck his head. And now we get a bounce.
Just Richard down on the boundary there, Richard. Is Crawford and Barker on the bench there for the Hawks, Aussie?
Yeah, actually, Barker, in that marking incident, I noticed he did actually crash his thigh heavily, so he's got a cork thigh, and yes, Crawford's off also, Hawk.
Yep, thanks, mate.
Byron Pickett. Oh, interesting kick.
Well, with those 2 injuries, this game is very much alive.
Absolutely.
Carey without a kick in that quarter, McKernan, well, Carey without a touch in this game, and McKernan having a quiet quarter. They've got plenty of players who can lift.
Harvey takes them on. McCabe put him under pressure, so he set it up. He needs a mark. McKernan in front. 3 Hawthorn players teamed up, though, and they've released the footy only in the short term. Oh, Rawlings hurried it. He didn't need to. He didn't know that, though, because he was in an awkward situation. Stevens should take this one okay, and they can set up again. This time, Carey's going to get a touch. Who's first one of the day? And the crowd certainly letting him know about it. Shannon Grant might get another touch here, Carey. He can move into position for a short kick. So he's had 2 in a minute, and that was a pretty inglorious kick, but it might help McKernan. Not quite. Rawlings, his brother Jade, winning out and winning comfortably. Crode going out wide for Dixon. Archer just overrunning it, and it's over the line out of bounds. Well done, Glenn Archer.
Now, Jared, I reckon Wayne Carey would be 20% right. I mean, that's not the Wayne Carey that we know, the way he kicked that ball. He just sat back, he tried to guide the ball, didn't kick through it on that occasion.
Yeah, that's without doubt, Dougie, it's one of the dangers you take when you push a champion player onto the ground when he's half injured. He probably hasn't had a full training session between the time he was injured and now. You risk a poor performance, and at this stage he's just almost not worth having out there.
Well, you risk further damage as well, I guess, don't you? Gee, the Hawks winning a little one-on-one contest again early in this quarter. We're looking to control it. Woods, he's just about gone. That had to be close to holding the ball, surely. Archer, Motlop, Grant. They found the extra man. It's Carey, but he had to... Well, he shrugs it at the end. Well done. Colbert. maybe a chance. Harvey had to go very short. Rawlings bombs away. McKernan.
Got it.
Got it, just.
Good mark.
Good mark.
Now, Rawlings is going to argue the point.
Better start and better signs there from the Kangaroos. Bit of pressure through the middle of the ground and getting the ball deep into their forward line rather than just kicking it to the 50-metre arc where the Hawks have set up base camp.
What do you reckon, Jared? Banana, boomerang, or will it go to the left foot?
The umpire making him go around.
Well, just from a personal preference, I always thought that the boomerang was the better option. Just angle the ball so the point is directly at the far goalpost and run in a straight line.
He did it,
and he has run out from the ball. I reckon you've got to run at the far goalpost and not have the ball as bent as much as a lot of players do.
Joel Smith brings it back in. Lekas takes the mark. So the Hawks, a little short option, Jade Rawlings. Been a pretty fair player for them this afternoon. Coming in for his 10th possession. Swinging it.
It's a beautiful kick, Jade Rawlings.
Lekas and McCabe combining a couple of times. So they've got it to the wing. Hole on the target. Carey with him. Archer, the third man in. Tallis, is he manhandled? No. Motlop cleaning it up. Blakey, and again they go back so they can go forward. Burton is the option. So the kick had to be pretty good, and it was. Spider. 4 North Melbourne players on the inside. One of them Carey. Now this is where they're just combining with handballs. Motlop waiting. There's so many Hawk players ahead of them. That's a dangerous kick. Morrell made the contest. That's a dangerous kick in another way, another meaning by Hartford, not paid as a free kick. Byron went in and won the footy. Motlop, oh, good vision. I thought it was good vision, maybe not. Oh, Harvey got spoiled by Colbert in the end. Clayton, can he kick a goal? Can he kick a goal? Shane Clayton, yes he can. Well, somehow they kicked a goal out of all that.
Well, they're flat. The Hawks have come out. There hasn't been a spark yet, Doug. And the Kangaroos, well, they've really made a meal of it a couple of times, but yet, they've got the first goal on the board in this second half.
Well, they just never say die, do they, Jared, the Kangaroos? You certainly know that. I just got a gut feeling now that the Hawthorn will isolate Wayne Carey with Nick Holland down there at full forward. That'd be the way to go.
It's the first one to the Kangaroos.
And you said at half-time, Doug, that they would try and isolate Wayne Carey at full-back with Nick Holland. That's exactly what they've done. He's up there in the goal square, and we're going to find out how flexible and mobile Wayne Carey is.
Tony Woods with the free kick.
Oh, he's going to get flogged if he stays on him.
Oh, he can't move.
No.
He's off the pack and he's limping, and he goes to the ground. They have to get him off the ground.
Too late.
Have to get him off the ground. Dixon missed. It's a free kick. It's going Hawthorn's way.
It's just sad to see him. It's just a champion and a great player. He's not right, and you're right, Hutto. He's just got to come off. I mean, Holland's going to be too quick and too good in that area. But Wayne Carey's not right.
So Nichols kicked through in his first game, as you mentioned earlier, Doug. It's a pretty big kick for them with the margin at 22. He stabbed at it. He's missed a lot. Now it sneaks in for a behind. So Carey just going out as part of the defensive zone. Well, yeah, the Kangaroos bring the ball into play, of course, maybe one of the targets.
We know what you mean,
I know.
Just kicking in the air to him, one-on-one against Pachoni. Just kicking in the air.
Well, this will be a test for him. Free kick, surely got dragged down. No free paid. You can't believe it. And there's plenty of Hawks, but Smith misses on the kick. That was good stuff by Archer, wasn't it?
Well, Ben Archer covered for Wayne Carey a couple of minutes ago when he came over the pack and spoiled Nick Holland, and that was a vital mark. Here's the run of the Kangaroos. They didn't have a bounce. They had one bounce, in fact, in the second quarter. and their run through the middle was almost non-existent.
And that was a good kick because it had extra depth, broke a couple of lines. Shannon Grant. Oh, tough one. Simpson takes it well. Looks to lay it off. Maybe he thinks he's a chance from there. McKernan gets to the front, made good body position. Didn't take the mark though, Colbert. McKernan another chance. Harford, Digby, Morrell. Ball up.
I think Corey McKernan just got to learn to hold his opponent back until the last minute. You see Wayne Carey do it all the time, and therefore he can't come in and spoil. He had him absolutely done like a dinner there.
Yep.
But he allowed Jade Rawlings to come over the top rather than having one arm in his chest and keeping him from getting to the footy.
Harford. No one got near him. He escapes, and his kick is not bad, but Pachoni gets a pretty cruel bounce. He does well,
nice
Pachoni. Does really well. Woods, no smother, so the kick is in the space. And here's Billy Nichols. He made a little fumble, a little mistake. Blakey, with about 300 more games of football under his belt, gets it out. Simpson around the corner now on the wing. Kangaroos can control it. Rawlings, he's going along again. It's McKernan. He's got to take on the pack. He couldn't. Jonathan Hay has just sliced them up back there.
No point just bombing to that spot. They have set up base camp down there, the Hawks, across that half-back line. If you continue to bomb it in, they're going to just kick it straight back at you.
Rawlings. Poor kick. Clayton.
He's played on, and the umpire said so.
He sets it up. Morrell. McKernan this time. Not quite. Morrell around the
Jiggers.
corner. Free kick, is it?
Free kick.
Same thing as the other end.
Holland coming off, boys. It looks like young Bateman coming on for the Hawks.
It's interesting that with Holland being his opponent, Carey's opponent, that they've gone for a smaller man.
Nichols off, Shane Crawford back.
He may not finish on Carey, though.
I wouldn't think so.
No.
Wayne's asking where he should go.
They may be trying to force him onto one of their more mobile players. Holland actually may be injured himself.
Digby Morrell. That's a better looking kick.
Nice kick.
Done a good job. He's kicked 3. So they've kicked the first 2 of the second half. And the Hawks without their most potent forward in John Barker. They're just struggling at the moment.
Just shows a bit, doesn't he, Jared? Digby Morrell came on there, I think it was in that second quarter. He's kicked 3 goals, 1 now, playing there at centre-half forward, particularly, of course, with Wayne Carey down in that back line. He's been terrific. Well done to Digby Morrell.
Wayne Carey has now moved forward.
Look at the forward line there, Jared. The Kangaroos, about 3 or 4 there forward starting in the goal square.
They're just trying to keep that space open to get it in deep.
Hawthorn have got 1 extra man back in defence from the centre bounce. Kangaroos had the first chance. Oh, that was a dangerous kick from Harvey. Really wayward. And Brett Allen's going to bounce it. Wow. Pachoni pushing. Foolish play, even if it was acting. Morrell stood the ground. Graham. Terrific hands. Woods just had to get rid of it quickly. It's all Kangaroos out there. Stevens. The running player, David King, doesn't bounce, bombs instead. Going to be tough for Shane Clayton here. He made the spoil, it was good play. Chance Bateman, well run by Digby Morrell, opens it up. Shannon Grant will be happy just to hold it in here and get away with the bounce. Brett Johnson hasn't seen too much game time.
Bit of talent too, young Johnson.
Yeah.
Can win the ball.
Billy Nichols sitting down along with Nick Holland. So a pretty crucial passage of play here midway through this third quarter. Roos with the momentum. Big Spider! Oh, well done, Spider. The handball on was over the top, but Colbert didn't need it. He's kicked the goal.
They're under siege, the Hawks, and the Kangaroos are starting to mount the charge. Doug, you said there were good things coming into this match at quarter time. I thought you'd lost your marbles. But they are certainly well and truly in this contest. And Big Spider, he is just doing all the Harlan Globetrotter party tricks. And a fair snap there by Lee Colbert.
So, a margin now of 11 points. And the Kangaroos are right back in this. Important getaway, or it would have been, and he's been pinged, Thompson. The ruckman taking it out of the ruck. Took him on, and in the end, he's been pinged. McLaren gets it moving. Burton's got the height in the contest. No free kick. All Hawks at the back. Tallis. Just a touch of hesitation about the Hawks. And the Roos have got numbers back here to match, so Chick's going to have to work really hard, which he did. Good work. Good harassment by Shannon Grant.
Well, they're just a shadow of their original side now, the Hawks, without Parker, Crawford, and Nick Holland off the ground, Doug. They have been robbed of a lot of attack.
Just the midfield of the Kangaroos have been terrific. Grant 16 touches, Stevens 16, and Harvey 12 now. Their midfield's been very good.
Of course, Crawford back on the ground now for the Hawks. But they are under a lot of pressure.
And Jared, that player that just came on the screen earlier, Dig Murrell, he's been sensational on the half-forward line.
So 6 kicks, 2 marks and 1 handball. Rocker warming up.
Kernan off. He don't need the 3 marks, Corey. He probably should have had 7 or 8. Just get his hands to him without holding on to him.
Interesting that they'd make the change while the ball's deep in their forward line.
Yeah.
And now it's out of bounds, so it won't matter. It's the closest the Kangaroos have been since the 12-minute mark of the first quarter. From memory. And they're deep in attack. Burton, well, he knocked it to the danger area, but there's all Hawks there. Chick, he almost took too long. There's Kangaroo players around him, but they didn't apply the tackle. And Chick had to go for the boundary line. They guided him that way. Well, damning statistics, aren't they? For the Hawks in third quarters.
Looks to be repeating itself at the moment. They've got to get some run again going through the middle of the ground, the Hawks, and I look at Trent Crode and I see him up there, Doug, and he hasn't had much impact on the game, and maybe he's the man. Here he goes now.
Got a chance from 50, centres it, good disciplined play. McCartney, that's a mark. It is a mark. It's been paid.
Yeah, good decision.
Farrell.
Strong mark, Brett O'Farrell. Nothing silly required here from the Hawthorn players. Crawford just throwing his opposition out of the way. But this is a nice kick from Trent, as you said, Doug.
Yep.
And a good, strong mark. Had control before. David King knocked it out.
4 kicks for O'Farrell today.
Hawks have only been inside 4 times in this quarter. The Kangaroos 10 for a total 40 to the Kangaroos, 30 to Hawthorn inside 50.
So they've been able to kick goals when they've needed to so far in the match. And O'Farrell does it for them this time. Takes it out to 17 points.
In fact, Hutto, you'd expect Hawthorn to kick the next one. It's been the trend and the flow of the game. The Kangaroos kick a couple and then Hawthorn respond just when you think the Kangas are right back in it. Then Hawthorn kick 2 or 3 goals. They need to get the next one, the Kangaroos, if they're to remain in touch.
Certainly do, Jared, no doubt about that. And it was a very intelligent kick there from Trent Crode. Instead of having a shot for goal, just sending the ball. Good play by him.
12-8-80 to 9-9-63. Midway through an intriguing third quarter. Thompson trying to do it on his own in the ruck. Everyone hailing a cab. Free kick going the way of Hawthorn.
Well, the umpire just said that Stevens didn't knock it out. He'd perched over the footy.
Byron Pickett thought it was his free kick, I'm sure, but in the meantime, Daniel Harford's going to run in. He went off his left boot, which was a strange old decision. Oh, Crode, almost. Dixon, was it out of bounds? Yes.
No, just Daniel Harford summed it up pretty well. He knew that if he took the extra step to get on his right foot, the Kangaroo player was going to get in and smother. So he went to the other side. The player was coming in from his right side, so he pushed it over onto the left.
O'Farrell, Burton. Again, the Kangaroos holding it in. This time the umpire not paying a free kick.
I reckon they had a fair point there, the Hawks. Adam Simpson had it between his legs. He wasn't attempting to get it out, and 2 Kangaroo players just came in and held the ball in there.
17 points the margin. The Spider wins the tap. Colbert, Cochrane, they're all hurried little possessions. McCabe just got the handball away. Chick, Clayton, Bateman. The Kangaroos' harassment wins out. Simpson. Giles. Oh, what was that?
That's throwing the ball.
It was throwing the ball. They'll get away with it for the moment. Lekas, body work on Colbert. Turned him inside out. And was that out on the full? No.
And the Hawks physio, Barry Gavin, he's just been lurking in the forward pocket for about 4 minutes. He's obviously concerned about one of their players. I suspect it's Shane Crawford, because he wouldn't have started on the bench had he been fully fit.
Burton over the top, good clean knock, terrific knock for Harvey. Yes, he brushes off his man, and now he can run. Now they've got the loose man looping over the top. It's still fairly tight quarters though. Good running by Chance Bateman, really good start. And unfortunately Clayton couldn't apply the pressure then. The Hawks might hurt them on the way back, they will.
It's just the incorrect decision to handball to a player under pressure.
Barlow pumps it long. Dixon, almost. And now Stevens, he did just bomb away into the middle of the ground. Digby Morrell presented, but the extra man was the Hawthorn player. The kick from Tallis is okay. Crawford from a standing start. Great smother, but he gets a second chance. And with this one, he gives it that little bit extra. Into the square, Daniel Chick. And Dixon almost took an accidental mark. Motlop. And over she goes.
Well, the pressure's been terrific. It was a great smother there. I think it was from Cochrane. The ball bounced back to Crawford. It was unbelievable. Tough, hard footy.
Well, it's going to take a toll, isn't it, on players as this match wears on. So who's going to have the run and the endurance when the whips are cracking at the end? That's a little dangerous. They can get it to a man, it'll be okay. Lekas. Well done, Angelo Lekas. He could go all the way from here. He just couldn't get the cleared passage to straighten up. And Archer can move it. He can move it quickly. Decides to switch. Not that much on the way out for the Kangaroos. This is where David King going to run. He says, come on, Shannon, come in and apply the Shepherd, let me go, which he does. Digby Morrell needs to lay it off. Couldn't do that. And so the Hawks get another chance. Tallis. Oh, it's a good kick.
And a good mark. Yeah. Ball was floating there, the toughest to take.
O'Farrell doesn't look confident, he can kick the goal, goes for a pass instead to Crawford. Gets his man, free kick, high tackle. So it looks like they will kick the two steady. No, it's been reversed, has it?
Just sloppy play there from Jason McCartney.
Yeah, he could have actually spoiled the ball.
Yeah, no doubt,
Jared. Taking the man with him. When you talk of the sloppy play, it goes back to David King not having an option.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, he just tried to kick the ball out in front of Digby Morrell then. I reckon that's just silly football from Jason McCartney.
He's been hit pretty hard there, and
no doubt about that.
I thought it might have been reversed, but clearly it hasn't. So, shot for goal coming up for the Hawks.
Kangaroos, they were off and running. And Shane Crawford obviously not all that happy. He's got to come for the ground with a bloodied nose.
It's an important kick, that's for sure, with a margin at 17 points.
Who's taking the kick there? It looks like Chick, is it? No, they're calling someone back. O'Farrell it might be to take the kick.
Yep, I think the Kangaroos players making sure that
that's O'Farrell.
They got someone who they thought might be a chance of missing it.
At the end of the day, Gerald, it's very unnecessary what Jason McCartney did there. I mean, the spoil was already by a Kangaroo player. I think it may have been Cochrane, who spoiled Crawford in the first place. He was never going to take the mark. It's a bit stupid.
Yeah, so Crawford gets the cheers from the Hawk fans as he comes around to the bench. Meantime, Brett O'Farrell going for his second goal in a couple of minutes. And the Hawks need this to answer. He likes it, it's a goal, it's his second. And there's a bit more spirit about the Hawks now. They've almost got back out to their half-time lead. They've only been outscored by 1 goal now in the quarter.
Well, just the way the game's unfolded, that's going to be a pretty big kick here to O'Farrell. Just touched on it again. The Hawthorn midfield is starting to win the ball back. This third quarter was dominated by the Kangaroos midfield with Stevens, Grant. Have been very, very good in that area.
13-8 to 9-9. Kangaroos need to respond, but it's the Hawks going forward. Choney, who in the end, the release was absolutely magnificent, but a real chance for chance. And it was just touched.
I think the big talent factor here, Jared, between Wayne Carey, Anthony, Sav Rocker and Corey McKernan have kicked one goal. One goal too, and that's been Corey McKernan. The three main forwards.
Kicked a few during their career together, Doug.
Here's the kick-outs again. In the end, they had to go long.
1,498, Jared, matter of fact, between the three of them.
And they're not going to get it out of there, the Kangaroos, not at this stage anyway.
Rawlings down behind play.
Yep.
Umpire down behind play.
McCartney, that's a good kick now. They've got numbers on. They have got numbers on here. Will he keep bouncing all the way? Oh, the fumble from Carey. We've got good shepherding though. Takes a long time to kick. He was looking to spot someone up and he got him. He got Sav.
Have a shot from there.
He was just about within range.
It was Tony Woods, in fact, that was down behind the play. Number 30, not number 20.
What a boost this would be both for Sav and for the Kangaroos.
Hit it.
If he can slot it through, and he has! With ease!
Saverio Rocker keeps this game alive, Doug. 13-9 to 10-9. That 3-goal margin just keeps on haunting the Kangaroos. They can't seem to get much closer.
Bit of a mongrel kick, Jared, off the boot, but it went
not
65.
a bad mongrel, is it, from 70 out?
Absolutely. Yeah, great kick there from Sav. That's his job. We just mentioned the forward line yet to kick the goals, but a much-needed goal of the Kangaroos.
Well, it's good to see Pagan's passage on display.
So the Kangaroos responding. It's back to 3 goals. Just feel there's a bit to go in this game yet. Bachoni.
A nice tap out from Stevens. Good handball there.
Yeah, terrific stuff from Rawlings. Harvey gets it pumping, so it's in the danger zone. Sav's got 2 to beat. He almost did. McLaren is ridden into the ground.
He must have had it, but fine tackle there from Joel Smith to drag him down. We were blindsided. Shannon...
Corey Jones, I think it is Jared coming on. Shane Clayton off.
McKernan looks like he's getting ready to come back on. Running down past Aussie, maybe getting some instructions. Burton. And the ball up in the pocket.
Aussie, whilst you're down there, what's the state of play on the Hawthorn bench? Nick Holland, will he come back onto the ground?
Look, he doesn't look like he will come back on, obviously coming into the game with that shoulder recovery. So I'd say we won't see him again. And Woodsy went down pretty hard too, so he doesn't look too good either.
So, still a chance. Shannon Grant. Just across the face. Oh, they've taken 3 like that for the day, the Kangaroos.
He'll run around. He'll sneak around here, the little fella.
Yep. Absolute certainty to run on the right foot here, Jared. Don't forget no Barker too. He looks like he may not come back on for the Hawks.
No Barker. Crawford crook.
Yep.
Woods, he's been down. Holland's off. I suspect he may even have a soft tissue injury coming back. I didn't see him have a problem, but this is an important goal. Round he goes.
And just put a bit too much on it. So it's back to 17 points.
Just rushed it, Jared. There's no need to run that quick. You just lazily just swing it around the left shoulder.
As you used to do, Aussie.
And you too, Jared and Hawk.
More you, Aussie, than us too.
We were nowhere near him.
We used to get our 40 touches, mate. You were the goal kicker.
Just a lazy 40, Doug.
We'll make that 20.
I don't think I ever got 40 touches in the whole year, Hawk.
This fellow's been an improver, Angelo Lekas. He was a very good player a couple of years ago, and he seemed to fall foul of the Hawker coaching staff, but he's back and truly with them now, having a good year.
Good mark there from Mark Graham, wasn't it?
He's had a good day, Mark Graham.
Yeah, been good.
17 possessions. Used most of them. Brett Johnson. "17 points the difference. Last few minutes of this third quarter. O'Farrell has been a surprising option for them up forward. Bachoni. Looks up, there's mainly Kangaroo players there. He has kicked it very well.
Billy.
Precise kick for Billy Nichols, who wanted to move it. He's off. Oh, he's not off.
Have a shot.
Umpire makes him come right back around on his angle.
He can kick the distance, Bill, but it's a question of the mindset.
Yep.
Kicked 3 beauties in last time they played the Hawks. Nearly got them the win against Geelong, but we saw him have a shot today, and it was an absolute shocker. Let's see if he can hit this one better.
A bit better position. He started it well left. It is swinging back.
He's happy.
Enough. It just appeared a little bit to the wrong side of the post.
Just look as if he's dropped his confidence in having the shot.
Kangaroo's taking the kick in quickly that time. Why did he go? McLaren, extraordinary decision. He might get his man in the end. Corey Jones played for a free. He was outnumbered. Now they're a chance if they can wrap Hay up. Just couldn't. They were outnumbered all the way then, the Roos. And
better pressure from Kangaroos.
Yeah, it was. Bateman. McCabe. 11 possessions, 5 marks for Luke McCabe. Anthony Stevens has had 18 possessions for the Roos. Graham pushing it wide for Thompson. On the overlap is Brett Johnson. A lot of Kangaroo players back, trying to fill the hole. It's a deep lead from Dixon. It's a good one. It's a really good lead. It has left him in a very tight angle, though. A long way from goal. Certainly the distance he can cover, but the angle is tough.
I just reckon the reason why the Hawks having a shot here, Joel McLaren, you caught it right, Hutto. You can't work out why he played on. He's in between 3 players. Why would you play on like that, just turn the footy over? It's unbelievable.
They'll rush of blood, Doug.
Yeah.
The adrenaline, she can do some funny things to us all.
Kicked the opening 2 goals of the match, Dixon, and then an important one in the second quarter. No more important kick than this one. He's missed a lot. And that's in the last 30 seconds of the quarter too. Gee, that would have been
handy.
Very handy indeed. So King going by hand. Gets it back again. He's looking for support. Just gets his man in Rawlings. He won't know it, but there's only 10 seconds remaining in the quarter.
He did that well then, Daniel Harford. He didn't overcommit on the spoil or the punch and allow Rawlings to run off. Wrapped him up. He's
Great
lifted.
mark from Archer.
He has lifted since quarter time, Glenn Archer, to be one of the Kangaroos' best today. Hasn't had a lot of it as far as stats, but he's had an impact.
So they got themselves in with the chance, haven't they, in this last quarter? Cut it from 5 goals down to 3, the margin. And don't forget the Hawks have got Barker, Crawford and Woods injured, and maybe Holland as well. So we've got one heck of a last quarter to come. At the moment, it's Hawthorn 13-10-88. The Kangaroos are 10-10-70. We're back with the last quarter in just a moment.
C7's telecast of the 2001 AFL Premiership season. Proudly brought to you by Harvey Norman. There's a store near you. And the all-new Nissan Pulsar hatch. Just wait till you drive it.
So what is it about Katarina Stratford?
Would any of you be interested in dating Katarina Stratford?
Oh, I've never been that ripped.
And why are these guys so desperate to get her a date?
And what about him?
Don't look at him, okay? He's a criminal. I heard he lit a state trooper on fire. He just did a year in San Quentin.
Join Australia's own Heath Ledger.
You're gonna pay me to take out some chick.
For 10 Things I Hate About You. Now showing on Movie 1.
Hospitals are usually pretty boring places to be. But not the King George V surgical ward, where the patients are up to all manner of hijinks.
Gas.
Even a little bit of DIY surgery.
What happens if anything goes wrong? We have to amputate your leg.
Nursing will never be the same again.
Come, matron. Thought you've seen a temperature taken like this before?
With a daffodil.
Carry On Nurse, now showing on Movie Greats.
The Nissan Challenge is on again. We challenge you to find a 4-wheel drive that offers more than a Nissan Pathfinder from $40,490. We challenge you to find one with a revolutionary all-mode 4-wheel drive system, a powerful 3.3-litre V6 engine, air conditioning, CD player, and alloy wheels. And we challenge you to get it from just $40,490. The Nissan Challenge. Take it up at your Nissan dealer now.
So we're cranked up and ready for the last quarter from the MCG. 13-10, 88 to 10-10, 70. 3 goals to Dixon and 3 for Digby Morell for the Kangaroos. And the Hawks have got their injury problems. We'll get down to Aussie pretty shortly. Gentlemen, are you sticking with your original predictions? You happy with the Hawks, Jared?
Well, I went with the Hawks, but the injuries are certainly going to make it an interesting finish. But when the Kangaroos have got Carey basically injured and quite ineffective on the day. Mick Martin's not there, so they've got their 2 bookends missing from this side, albeit Carey being out on the ground. But Doug, with so many injuries to the Hawks, they're a chance, and your Kangaroos may just get up.
Yeah, you're right, Jared. I'm going to stick with the Kangaroos. I just thought in that third quarter, Grant, Harvey and Stevens started to get the ball. Grant had 8 touches, Harvey had 7, and Brady Rawlings had 9 touches for 17 for the game, and I think he may have started on the bench, so it was a good third quarter to him. I'm going to stick with the Kangaroos. I've just got a gut feeling they'll win this game in a very tight battle.
Well, the question remains, we mentioned the injuries, Barker, Crawford and Woods.
Who do you like, Hutto? Who are you tipping in this one? You tipped the Kangaroos to start the game?
I think Hawthorn will win. Yeah. Dougie, let's have a look at the match stats. We'll get to Aussie shortly. We've got Stephen Nick, hopefully to talk to, and he'll be able to give us some insight into the injuries, I'm sure, but the stats.
Well, the turnovers here, 17 to Hawthorn, 8 here. Centre breaks, 14 to Hawthorn, 11 to the Kangaroos.
Got better, the Kangaroos.
They did. They got back into it, Jared. An inside 50, 42 to 40 in favour of the Kangaroos.
I think it's a question of whether the Kangaroos can find some goal kickers.
Here's Aussie.
Steve, interesting third quarter. The Kangaroos won't go away, but you boys are hanging in there too.
Yeah, obviously losing Barker with a bit of flexibility throws, with obviously throwing us out forward, and with Holland obviously needing match fitness, we've lost a little bit of flexibility forward, but we think that we can get some more run back in the midfield. And with Holland back on the ground now, he says he can run the last quarter out for us.
Thanks, Dave.
Stephen Nick, former Melbourne champion, and won a best and fairest at Melbourne, played in the premiership for the Kangaroos, and he's been a long-term player there on the coaching panel of the Hawks.
Kernan's gone forward again here, Jared. Started at full forward, picked up by Jade Rawlings at the stage.
Carey back at full back on Nick Holland, as we heard. He's back on the ground.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, whether or not he's going to get exposed just on the pace factor alone.
So it's been a terrific struggle so far. Hawthorn have been in front right from the start. But the last quarter about to get underway. Here we go, the Roos and the Hawks. 18 points the margin. Brett Allen starting proceedings. And a vigorous tap down from O'Farrell, but it's Harvey that gets them forward first. Hay. What an opening he had to the match. It was devastating.
You'd be disappointed, Dennis Pagan. That first kick goes to the most obvious place and not even a contest. Jonathan Hay taking a chest mark.
Bachoni. Fairly stagnant ahead. He's going to have to go long. It was a medium kick in the end. I think it came a little bit off the side of the boot. Pickett locking it in.
Pretty quiet day, Byron Pickett, to his standards. He only had the 7 touches. But once again, he's had 6 tackles and very good tackles and kicked 1 goal.
O'Farrell beaten by Burton. Put it down the throat of Shannon Grant. Opportunity for McLaren. He left it behind, but he left space, and his teammates pounced. Now the race is on. McKernan crowed with the rocker it was, and the extra pace of Trent Crowe. He did run a long way. He's kicked it well, though.
Good kick. King Angelo had a good day.
Yeah, he's had a great day, Lekas.
18 possessions.
8 marks.
Oh, Thompson was clear. Has to go against Stevens. He had the strength, but well done by Stevens. Or Burton. A bit nervous there, the Kangaroos fans, I'm sure. Stevens again battling it. Well done, Shannon Grant. Oh, Motlop. Ever diminishing circles. And the Hawks had the numbers. He takes them on Harford. He knew he had a layoff. Lekas again. Dixon, some shepherding. They're just ganging up around the 50. There's a loose man down in the pocket. If he can get it to him, Barlow. Carey back there. Did the spoiling job. It's Billy Nichols and Holland. Harvey pursuing Holland. Will take him over. The ball is out. No free kick.
Billy was bounding up and down trying to get noticed. He finally caught the player's eye and they kicked it to him.
So 3 goals the margin still. Chick waits underneath the ball, cleverly helped on, but the fruits of McCabe's work, just a boundary throw in.
It's good running work there from Trent Crowe before. They're coming out of the full back, picking up Sap Rocket at this stage.
Burton. A well done Spider. And his disposal was a little 50-50,
nice
but
hands.
brilliantly handled by Archer. Blakey with a desperate lunge from Crawford. He ran a long way, didn't he? Blakey, good delivery down the throat
Oh, that is
of
great play
Severio,
from the Kangaroos.
who's within range. He just needs to go back and kick the goal.
He's in range, Hutto, about 65 metres.
It's very simple, isn't it?
He is.
Just go back and kick the goal.
Yeah, no doubt about that.
She's just a big kick.
It's simple for Severio.
That
you
ball,
say it quickly and then do it. It's easy, isn't it?
that ball has exploded off Sav's boot. He kicked that from well and truly inside the square.
Yep.
Now the square from my memory is 57.5 metres from the square line to the goal line. So he must have kicked that 67, 68 metres.
It was a monster, wasn't it? Oh, Sam.
Well, it's like Andrew Gay's pulling up for a big three-pointer when you need him. Severio Rocker, 2 big blasts from outside 50.
This game has cracked right open.
Certainly has 12 points to difference, and the pressure back on the Hawks. Can they stand up to it? Tallis gets them moving out of the middle. Chick charging after it. The man who kept his eye on the footy was that man Thompson. Tallis heading towards goal. It's a good-looking kick. It's just not going to bounce the right way. So it's 13 points the margin now.
Isn't it amazing, like Sab Rocker, he's had 3 kicks and just 2 absolute monster goals out of those 3 kicks. They're just ripper goals.
Well, North have brought the ball in quickly here, but still got a bit of work to do to get it out of defence, because there's no option for him out on the wing. He's going to have to go fairly short and now maybe hold things up a little, but no, kept on moving. King, again, lots of players around.
That's deliberate.
Well, he found the boundary line.
Let's have another look at Sav's kick. Bear in mind that the line there is 57 metres out from that goal line there, and it's gone past by a good 7 metres. He has kicked that 65 metres plus, Doug.
Absolutely, Jared. No
Huge
doubt
drop
about that.
Spider's been a pretty good player for them, hasn't he, as the match has worn on, I reckon? Particularly since half-time.
He's worked hard. I don't know doubt about that. Taken on O'Farrell. He's had Thompson at stages too, so Spider Burton certainly be pretty proud the way he's put his hand up today.
Been a good struggle at the very least. King sending it forward. McKernan just got the little shove. It was just a gentle one from Rawlings. It was very well done.
The Hawks have still got Johnson up their sleeve on the boundary. He hasn't had a lot of game time, and fresh legs may be important in the last 15 minutes.
Well, he said he's a great kick, Rawlings. Beautifully read, though, by Stevens.
Been one of the best players on the ground.
It's going to be tough to lay it on a chest here. Sets it up from behind Sav.
Push out on Sav. Unbelievable push.
It's a free kick to Hawthorn, I think. Or is it? Yes, it is a free kick to Hawthorn. Corey Jones kicked the point.
Free kick to Hawthorn.
Yep.
Well, we'll have the replay, Hutto, of this. Sav has run into, must have been Ben Graham. Have a look at the push. There it was from Trent Crowe. He has just pushed Sav straight in the back.
That's a shocker. Missed by the umpire.
Had a shocker there. Because that's a shot at goal for Sav, and the way he's been hitting, it was a certainty.
Shock and miss, Jared.
So it's coming back for Rawlings. It wasn't even Rawlings that got pushed in the back. It was Graham.
Yep.
O'Farrell. It's an interesting interpretation then. Thompson, competitive. Byron Pickett just thumps it. Again, it's one-on-one. Colbert. Graham.
Well done.
Done a really good job, Graham.
Let's have another look at this push. There's the big push.
Maybe, no, that was, it's amazing that Rawlings took that free kick.
Amazing all around, Hutto, that one.
Yeah. Crawford waits at the back, and now he gets his opportunity. Floating the handball, and look at Joel Smith gliding through the middle of the ground. He's got Trent Crowe doubling up, has to use his left to try and get it to him. Billy Nichols it was, in fact. Carey on the full.
What a shocker.
And the Hawks fans pretty happy with it. They went up as one.
He had the right idea there, Jared. He had to kick it because he was tackled, but just kicked it too hard.
Lays it up into the square. McCartney, Thompson, Nichols. Cross the body, great kick. Brings up a goal to Angelo Lekis, who kicks it into the third tier. 3 goals to Angelo.
Well, was that the pivotal moment in this quarter? Billy Nichols got himself involved again. Nick Holland back on the ground. He wasn't injured. He was just having a breather. And here it is. That's an important kick from Bill. And Bill has set up Angelo Lekis for his third.
So McKernan on the pine. You got to wonder who was on Angelo Lekis. He was on his own in the goal square. Not a great bounce. Burton, Grant, great lunge from Chick. Gee, that was good play. And well controlled out of the middle by Simpson. Unfortunately, same couldn't be said for Blakey. Oh, they left it for each other. And unfortunately, Chance Bateman took it away. That could be a decisive smother. Terrific work by Anthony Stevens. Severio, he left it for Archer, who missed the mark. Severio tried his handed soccer. Held it high tackle. He ducked the umpire, said now he's going to be pinged, does he know?
Oh, umpire. Drag yourself off, umpire.
Well, I don't think that's going to happen. Has to get up again. Rawlings bombed, and it wasn't great thinking, really. There's 5-0. Almost might bounce through. And Joel Smith makes sure it does.
The player lost his balance, the Kangaroo player. I'm not quite sure which one it was, but he still was grabbed high here.
Colbert it was.
There it is now. Colbert.
He ducked initially, ducked then.
But does it? I mean, it's a high tackle against Crowe. Simple as that. And look at the knee in his head as well.
Yeah.
I don't think the umpire saw it, to be honest, Doug. He was on the other side of the pack.
If you duck your head, though, you take your chances. There's no doubt that.
He wasn't standing tall, though, was he? He was almost a duck for self-preservation because he could see the butcher's axe coming.
Well done, Barlow. Got clear, but his kick was terrible. Good spoil from O'Farrell. Byron Pickett always got an eternity to get rid of it. Stevens out. The usage of the footy has to be spot on here because Hawthorn have pushed lots of numbers back, so they can't panic. Could have gone short there, Harvey. Instead, he's driven it in very long.
They haven't got Carey down there. They haven't been able to find someone to take a contested mark. The long bombs are almost counterproductive.
Yeah, they are. It's almost like it's last quarter. We have to hurry, but it's not really working for them at all. Harford.
Spider coming from the ground. Corey back on into the ruck.
Yep, into the ruck.
Fresh legs in the middle.
Not a bad idea.
It's now or never for Corey and the Kangaroos.
It's a long kick to position.
He's
outstanding.
He's had a blinded Anthony Stevens in his last quarter, just continuing to give everything. Heart as big as the MCG. He's got the ball onto the King.
Gee, that could have been 50 on Crawford. He came in very late, crossed the mark. Rocker, McKernan from the side. Rocker! Well, there's still time for the Kangaroos.
Just the thing about Anthony Stevens, he is just an outstanding leader. He's had 9 tackles. The word champion, I think, gets chucked around too easy. Anthony Stevens, you are a champion. That was just fantastic. Just courageous, eyes on the footy. He's been brilliant. Brilliant mark, courage plus.
Well, we know Sav can kick goals from outside 50. He occasionally just gets a little bit of the kicking jitters from here. Oh, it's away to the left.
We called it.
I was going to make the same comment, Hutto, but I did not want to put the Moz in, but I've seen that quite a few times, unfortunately, for Big Sav.
It's terribly disappointing for him. It's a real opportunity gone begging for them. Still plenty of time, as we can see. The margin is 17. And the Kangaroos pressing into Bateman. He has to handle it well. Good sidestep.
Good effort.
And they've got the centre-half back in some space. And they've got numbers running down the ground. Crawford feeding Harford, who's been relatively quiet. He's waited the kick for Billy. Well done by Shannon Grant.
He's done his knee.
Done his knee.
Yeah, he has.
Ankle.
And it might end up in a Hawthorn. Well, no, it's missed the lot. It's out of the full.
I thought he grabbed his knee, Doug. It might be his ankle, but he certainly did hurt something when he went up in that clash. Might have been just the shin. Let's have a look.
Ankle, I think.
Oh, he grabbed the knee.
No, he grabbed the right knee, didn't he?
Then he went for the ankle, yeah.
He's down anyway.
Meantime,
he's coming off.
Kangaroos just bombing mindlessly again.
Well done, Harvey.
Digby Morrell. Rawlings under pressure. King. Tackle on Bateman. There's still a chance. Joel Smith. It's out of bounds.
In fact, it was King that came in, swooped in to make a contact. I'm not sure about this one. Wouldn't even be surprised if he's ended up with a broken leg, although he just didn't appear to be in enough pain for a broken leg.
He looks like he's putting a bit of weight on it, Jared, though. He was grabbing at his right shin, wasn't he?
Yep.
Surprising they didn't use the stretcher and hold up play, because the ball was whipped down there quickly. They might be one man down. Cochrane coming onto the ground. Meantime, Crow escaping, and the ball might end up there quickly. Here he comes. He can keep on going. He uses the man over the top. Harford, there's space. Look at Tallis, he's surging forward. He goes wider for O'Farrell. McCartney got to the front. Byron Pickett, a deft little touch. It was a good one. Harvey through the middle. Big Corey went too far. Fumble though in the middle of the ground. He kept on going. It is a hot ball. Barlow handles it well around the body. All Hawthorn there. Good spoil though. Tough for Crawford. Applies a great tackle. Johnson, you're gone. Well, the umpire didn't see it from behind. It certainly dropped the footy.
Good handball.
Grant. Still the Hawks have got lots of numbers around the ball. It's desperation stuff at the MCG, and a bounce is required. The stakes are high here, and the attendance is all right too. 41,000. Corey Jones.
Colbert coming off.
Coming on the ground for Lee Colbert.
Desperation.
Oh, is there any information on Shannon Motlop? What are they having a look at?
They are having a look at his shin, but he seems to be putting a lot of weight on it, so I'd be surprised if anything was broken.
Shepherding, free kick to Hawthorn. McCartney can't believe it. Well, this is a real decisive call from Brett Allen. Let's have a look. He's saying he stopped him going for the ruck contest.
Well, he just temporarily threw a hand over the shoulder and pulled him backwards.
There wasn't a lot in it, was there, really?
No, but I mean, really, what was
contact was made?
What was Jason McCartney doing?
Was he going for the ruck? I think he was.
No, I don't think so. But
well, Simpson got the tap out, so maybe he was the ruckman there. Anyway, the important thing is the kick from O'Farrell. It's away to the right. It's coming back, but not enough. It's still in. It's a goal. Extraordinary. Just delayed the agony.
Was it Billy?
I think it was Tallis who kicked the goal, was it?
Tallis, I think.
Well, here it comes in now. It looked for all intents and purposes to be going over the line for a point. But it was just snapped back in, and well, you wouldn't believe it. Raiden Tallis sitting there. They are a gift. It's Christmas early here at the MCG.
It's a long road back from here for the Kangaroos. They need 4 goals. There's still time for them. McKernan, Harvey, Grant, got a bit of a shove. Morrell, centre-half forward. Still they persist in going through centre-half forward, don't they, the Kangaroos, yet Hawthorn have had numbers around there all day. Harford to the wing. Went very early then, Cochrane. Chick. Good work from Shannon Grant. This is Byron Pickett. And he's going with the Pagans passage through the middle of the ground. He had to spot up a man, and he gets David King.
The distance won't be beyond David King for me, I don't think.
It'll test him though, won't it, with accuracy involved.
Yeah.
How's his game been, do you think? 15 possessions?
Hasn't a real big impact on the game at this stage. Had the 4 tackles. Not to the standard we know David King can be.
Well, This will certainly make an impact if he can kick the goal, no doubt about that. It's pretty close to the man on the mark. He winds into it, and in the end, and the distance, even though he covered it, I think probably beat him, because he had to put that extra effort in. So 11-13 to 15-11, a couple of crucial misses. The main one, of course, was Severio Rockers.
Just need the next goal, the Kangaroos, to give themselves any hope of winning this game.
Well, they can't afford to let Hawthorn get any goals,
No,
Doug, can
not
they? They
now,
have to
not
get them
now.
all themselves. It's going to be very difficult. Not impossible, though. The Hawks, no doubt, will be happy to suck up some time. Mark Graham.
Dixon coming back on, Hutto. Nichols off. Dixon may end up with this one.
Hey. Umpire said he's off.
Interesting one.
Had no one in support. He just came around it far enough that the umpire thought he was off his line. Good work from Sav. Well, now, is he out of range from here?
Yep.
You'll think he probably just about is. He goes to Torp. It was a shocking old kick. It might be all right in the end. Oh, Carey almost. Not quite. Graham. Cross the ground. It's okay. Deep for Rawlings. Been a pretty consistent defender for them today, Jade Rawlings. 16 possessions, 6 marks. Had McKernan taken from the ground.
He's been one of the best. Rarely makes a disposal error, and the umpire's called play on.
Harford. Kangaroos must be really tight on each man now. They have to be in that situation. It's man on man everywhere.
Just going to slide up the Hawks, I reckon. You get that feeling this last couple of kicks around, chipping around.
They've eroded 2 minutes from the clock.
What about you do going on the other side?
Harvey and Bateman.
In the end, it's to a contest. And Rocker again. This time he might use it a little better. I'm sure he'll be more conservative in his approach. No, he goes to Torp again. Right to the front of the square. He made better contact that time. The result, not much better. Oh, Bateman finds the boundary line, or Crawford. Don't forget, as soon as this game is over, you can check out the ladder positions of both these teams, and the Hawks will be right up there if nothing changes on i7sport.com.au. Graham, not back by King, and Bateman goes straight to the line. Throw in.
What about Anthony Stevens, boys? What an afternoon he's had. 18 kicks, 6 handballs, 6 marks, and the big one, 11 absolute great tackles. He has been an absolute ripper today.
It's a fitting way to celebrate his 229th game.
It's been a memorable one.
It has. Not so much for us. The ball going forward from McKernan. Harford.
Ooh.
Can Carey run onto it? No, a spectacular concession of a point by Jonathan Hay. And they're just trying to waste away the time here, and the margin is now 21 points.
What do you think now, Jared? The Kangaroos get skittled here, which way it looks. They'll make the 8 still, you think?
Oh, they're a big chance, I think, Doug.
Still can make it. They'll be 5 and 7.
Yeah, they'd have to win 7 of their last games, which is, it's going to be a tough ask.
Not beyond them?
Not beyond them.
Their percentage is pretty average, though.
Yeah, but if you win 7 games, the percentage is going to increase. So I think that's always a bit of an overrated aspect of it.
King.
I think it's a real question of how quickly Carey can get back to some form. This bloke's about a big last quarter.
Harvey, no, just need to get someone, hit someone who's within range. Johnny Blakey's almost within range from there. Unfortunately, his disposal lets him down.
I just reckon when you look at the match winners for them in recent times, they just haven't been able to produce their best. John Blakey's been a star, but he's struggled today. David King certainly hasn't had a big influence on this game. Corey McKernan's had a quiet day. Sav's just had a couple of goals, missed an important one.
Wayne Carey, Archer.
This could be a long run here from Hay if he gets the support of his teammates. They had the loose man over the top. Instead, he went one-on-one on the wing, and you don't go near Anthony Stevens today. You just don't go near him. You can help it. They all look at each other, the Kangaroos, because there was 3 of them coming out. None of them were sure which one was meant to take the footy, and it's blasted into centre half forward again. That's a strong mark.
still some time. There's over 5 minutes of play remaining. If he dobs this, they're just 15 points down.
He's got a little pass on, and he spotted it. And Shannon Grant should be able to make sure of the goal.
It's been good, Grant, hasn't he? Really?
Well, he's accumulated today without, you know, hasn't kicked the goals that normally he can do when he's having one of his very best. He's just got the one, but if he can put this one through, it's a good effort. 25 possessions,
kick the goal,
and 2 goals if he knocks this one through.
Well, they've wasted a bit of time there. I know he needs to be sure of the goal, and he is sure of the goal. He's put it through the middle, so maybe there's still some hope.
Well, plenty of optimism. If I was playing in the Kangaroo side, Hutto, you just got to get the one out of the centre and get a quick goal. Obviously, they've just got to prevent the Hawks from getting it anywhere near. And he's an underrated fellow today. He's done a pretty good job on Daniel Harford, one of the key players for the Hawks. And Simpson, whilst his possessions have been down, he has been quite effective.
So there's under 5 minutes to go. They need some real heroics from here, the Kangaroos. Burton gives them the chance. Grant, Spider trying. Tallis. Hawks locking it up. Umpire let it ride for a while, and now he bounces.
Ozzy, just while we've got a break, you've been doing some work off the ground and the mental skills of the game with Corey McKernan. What would the approach be after a match like today, where he's been in great form and just had a flattened off a little bit today?
I think just a matter of readdressing things that we've gone through with him. Obviously, what was his thought processes today, and you don't know that without talking to Corey, so no, that will catch up during the week.
Here's a chance. King, as it breaks for them, he had Stevens on, he went longer instead. Oh, good tackle. Just a chance just slipped out of their hands, didn't it? Maybe another chance here. Simpson, as they do it all again. David King looking for a path. It's going to be tough for Corey Jones. Got 4 to beat the young man. In the middle of it was Archer.
Been good, Graham, hasn't he?
Yeah. Now Byron Pickett's going to have to produce something extraordinary here. He takes them on. Go, Byron, go. Oh, he set his teammate into trouble. That was Harvey, who did well to keep it alive. Free kick to Harvey, too far out to score, unless he can go short and get someone.
He'd get in a big Sav, wouldn't you?
He has. He's gone long. He's got to beat 4 here, Sav. He almost did.
He hooked it.
He almost did. Shannon Grant. And still alive. Still alive. Archer. Ball up now. Time's running out, though.
There's a big fly from the big Sav, and I'll tell you what, how would you like to be Trent Road at the bottom of that one?
Well, they all contest for it. Oh, Shannon Watt. Look at the numbers over the ball. Hawthorn just crowding it up. And they're happy to see time eroded here. It's now 15 points to difference and under 3 minutes. So remarkable stuff needed here. Hawthorn have got a man back in the goal square. Other than that, there's 4 players, 2 from each team, and the rest of the ground. The rest are around the footy. The umpire has blown time on. There's a blood rule. So screaming now.
Throw.
Yeah, that's probably after that Sav Rocker attempted mark. Trent Crode coming off with a lot of blood coming from the back of his neck by the looks of it.
Bill Nichols coming onto the ground. So 2.5 minutes.
There's a lot of players inside the defence there for the Hawthorn side. There's only 4 players outside of the 50. Just crowded in.
Can someone just jag the ball and get it on their boot? Baton, gee, got rid of that quickly. Harford. Now the race is on as the ball. Oh, that is a terrific effort from Brady Rawlings. Now he needs to just find... Oh, see, he had Sav in short, and Sav can't believe it. He goes to full forward. Is it a mark? It is a mark. What a great mark by Adam Simpson. Well, Severio Rocker was standing on 50, screaming for the ball, 10 metres away from Brady Rawlings. He drove it in long, and Adam Simpson, again, he can't afford to waste too much time. He's certainly not. He guides it through for a goal. There's still a chance. Unbelievable. the Kangaroos, there's still a chance in this game, 15-11 to 13-14.
Well, there's a bit of time left, Jared, here for the Kangaroos, and Simpson hasn't done a lot of the footy today, but certainly has done a pretty good job. He's had the 12 touches now. It's a great mark from Adam Simpson.
As it makes this centre bounce fairly tasty, Doug.
Is it what?
Who's going to get the ball out of the middle? Under 2 minutes to go.
Extra players going into the defence for the Hawks.
Kangaroos need 2 goals in less than 2 minutes. The crucial first possession will be Hawthorn's, or will it? Bateman is over it. Pickett, Tallis out wide. Simpson, time to think. Get it back for Blakey. He bombs. They need a mark at centre-half forward. Piccioni did well. He's into the ground. He's wrapped up. It's play on. It's still loose. Shannon Watt, Nichols, Clayton, Brady Rawlings. Big kick for Brady. A big kick for Brady. He's done it. Out of the shadow of Jane. It is one heck of a match now.
What a fight back by the Kangaroos. And bear in mind, they were 29 points down at half-time. They were 29 points down at quarter-time. So it's been a brave effort by the Kangaroos. And Doug, your timing may be spot on.
Well, Jared, as Hutto called, there's plenty of time. Rawlings had an outstanding game to start on the bench.
Extraordinary stuff. The Kangaroos been held at bay all day by the Hawks, who had a blistering opening term. They've got just over a minute to do it, to do the extraordinary. Thompson, that's a big kick. Deep into attack. No mark for Crawford. He's wrapped up. Play on, Archer. Hawks will be happy, though, to wrap it up. Clock continues to tick. 3 points the difference.
Bear in mind, the last time the Hawks played, they were beaten by under a goal by the Cats. Seemingly they had the game won. They hit the front late in the term.
Burton, no one went with him. But his release went straight to Chick. Now that is deliberately out of bounds. Not paid. It would have been a courageous decision, though. There's no doubt it was deliberate, but it would have been very courageous. So 40 seconds. Here they go. Blakey, a long one. Shannon Grant, no mark. Piccioni, a loose one. Jones couldn't take it. Shannon Grant, they've got the time on their side. David King, out comes Sam. David King is caught. He got rid of it. Clayton, Shane Clayton.
Got to keep it alive. Got to keep it alive.
It's out of bounds. They've got time. Now it's a ball up. Oh, that's going to kill them if it's a ball up. No, he's called time on.
Just wondering why Daniel Chick didn't kick the ball into the forward line.
Yeah, just bang it. Yeah.
Time is still going. It's all over.
Well, a courageous effort by both sides. The Hawks, they came out, they were fantastic early, and they just hung on. So a brilliant victory to them, but you've got to just pay tribute to the courage of the Kangaroos, who continued their good form, but just were robbed by time in the finish. What a final quarter it was, and turned out to be a great match, Hutto.
Oh, extraordinary finish. They came storming home, the Kangaroos, when the game looked lost. And somehow Dennis Pagan almost pulled that one out of the bag, but he couldn't. So credit to the Hawks. They've won 15-11, 101 to 14-14, 98. The exhilarating stuff. I think we can get down to Richard Osman, who's in the middle of the ground out there somewhere, Aussie.
Yeah, I got Angelo Lakis. We're just saying we didn't need that, but the boys won. Exciting win in the end, but did hard.
Yeah, look, it's a win we really needed. We've lost 20 in a row, so it was very important we come out and have a win today. Just thank God we got over the line at the end.
Not a noted goal kick yourself, but 3 terrific goals today. You'd have to be happy with your own form.
Yeah, I'm happy to get down there. It's something I'm not used to, but you know, I run hard and opportunities present themselves if you do that.
I'm sure you want to join the boys. Terrific win. Well done, Andrew. Thanks for your time.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah, an interesting feeling. There's not much jubilation there amongst the Hawks, is it? They know they almost let it get away, but in the end, they've prevailed. Shannon Motlop, one of the casualties for the Kangaroos. A deep breath. And tonight some enjoyment for the Hawks. 15-11 to 14-14. They've won a thriller at the MCG.